What's going on? Listen, we got a lot of updates for y'all. A lot of updates, a lot of updates. Who better to give them to you than me? That's how I feel. So let me get my little trusty second device. I had some luck today too, man. I gotta tell y'all about that in a minute too. And I'm gonna put y'all up on something that I wanted to put y'all. I put y'all up on this yesterday about how things were going as far as like the streaming community and all that stuff over here. So I'm gonna excuse me. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more, whatever, whatever. Of course, we're gonna put Puff up here on the screen. That's what we're talking about. You don't like that? Oh well. You know what I mean? I try to always come in a good fashion. I see other people's opinions, but unfortunately enough, a lot of times people don't see my opinions when it comes to this subject. So we're gonna hold it in the best manner that we can. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Listen, I'm gonna get some more light here. Y'all give me 2 seconds here, and then I'm gonna share this, and then we're gonna get into the diatribe or whatever. But I think this would be better if I use my other light. So give me 2 seconds. I got extra lights, man, that I don't be using half the time. y'all be surprised. I got a whole bunch of little pieces of equipment that I don't utilize as much as I should because lately I've been getting out of blogging a little bit more than I used to be. And unfortunately, that's going to kick back up. I had a blessing today. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. That's a little too bright, right, guys? All right, cool. See, this one right here is really meant for the nighttime, but yeah, that way y'all can see me a little bit. Well, that ain't going to work. Hold on 1 second. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Take it back to film school. Take it back to film school, you know what I mean? Yeah, nah. I forgot what these green screens, it works like this. So yeah, the green screens work like this. You gotta know the lighting points, that's all. You know what I'm saying? What happens is if you're doing green screen like this or whatever, you see how it is. You gotta make sure that the lighting is like a little bit far away from it so it doesn't blur. So just to give y'all I'm gonna give y'all a little pointer or whatever. So how y'all see that blur on the screen? You limit the amount of light and you don't get that blur as much. You see what I'm saying? And y'all get to see my pretty face. So that's what's up. All right, cool. All right, cool, 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 cool. Let me see if I can do this a little bit differently so you guys could be able to see me without. Yeah, that's good right there. There we go. So now y'all can see my face. You know what I mean? All right, so give me a second, guys. I'm going to share this. We're going to get to talking. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just doing the ones and twos. Only been live for 2 minutes. So just let me share this, get it out to everybody. I'm on my film school stuff tonight. I said, where the lighting points at? Give me a second, guys. I just want to share this one more time, and that's it. What'd he say? Hold on 1 second. I got to wait for that to move. Scream as loud as you can, and I'll donate $20. Are you Diddy? Yeah, here they come already. So, anyway, we're not even going to pay attention to that. Let's get to the stories here. I just had my tablet. What did I do with my tablet? Oh, there it is. We ain't gonna pay attention to that. Blake, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? You seem like you got common sense. You got a lot of weirdos out here nowadays that I look at as being prowlers and all kinds of funny stuff, if you ask me. So I'm gonna bring this up for y'all. It's been a whole bunch of conversations, and a lot of y'all ask me, well, why are you talking about Pup? Why are you talking about Dick? Because who better talk about it than me? Who better talk about it than me? You understand what I'm saying? So the first thing I want to talk about is something that I ran past yesterday, and it was just concerning Allie Carter. I remember when I first saw Allie Carter, and what's going on, Fred? Salute. I know when I first saw Allie Carter, and she was making her rounds on the internet or whatever, and a lot of people didn't believe her, and some other people, in particular, one particular female, debunked her then. And so I started looking into this a little bit more to see what I was missing, if I was missing anything or whatever the case may be. And I came across a quick clip, but an article that was about Gloria Estefan and Diddy. And it highlighted like this. Judge closes case alleging Diddy and Gloria Estefan had secret tunnel connecting their homes. I thought there was tunnels, Ma. Somebody go get Allie Carter from, I don't know. This is read by Complex Music, so it's pretty legitimate, I would say. And in this article, hold on, I'm going to take this out for a second because I need to charge this tablet while I'm talking to y'all. Hey, don't fall. There we go. I should have my other piece coming in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, a lawsuit alleging Diddy orchestrated a trafficking scheme within a secret tunnel has been closed. According to court documents obtained by Complex, the tunnel was alleged to have housed between the Florida homes of Diddy, real name Sean Combs, and Latin musician Gloria Estefan Tosare, which both have denied. Plaintiff Joseph claimed that he was kidnapped and brought to Estefan's Star Island residence, where he was transported through an underground tunnel that led to Diddy's former home. Diddy, who has been housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center since his arrest last September, faces a sentence of 20 years on 2 counts on October the 3rd. All right? So that's what it said. Now, I'm going to read y'all the full story now, because I wanted to read y'all that clip just for the basis of this. This woman went around for I don't know how many months talking about this. This woman went around for I don't know how many months talking about it, and y'all won't attack her because it doesn't go with the narrative. See, you won't find nobody over there talking about Allie Carter. Hey, Allie, I thought you said it was these tunnels. What happened? Yo, Allie, I thought you said it was these tunnels. What happened, Ma? Yo, Allie, I thought you said it was these tunnels. What happened? You see what I'm saying? Nobody asking that question, but you over here asking me. At least my story makes sense. I worked for Puff for 17 years. My story makes sense. What's her story? And see, you'll find very few people that will orchestrate the gall or orchestrate the intelligence to ask her that question. See, it seems like when it comes to a lot of these girls in these stories, well, they're allowed to say almost anything that they positively want to. In effect, they're making cash apps and everything else in between it. But you would call me the panhandler. You would call me, no, I call people that do stuff like that panhandling. So you don't see me hanging on everybody's channel or whatever, talking about their secret tunnels. This girl went on a whole complete, I want to talk about her for a minute. She ain't getting away. This chick went on a whole complete tirade for months, collecting money, gathering, what's the names? Gathering all kinds of different, no, we're not switching the story. Gathering all kinds of different information that she claimed she had going across country or whatever. If y'all familiar with Allie Carter, you know her story. So this whole time, you've been telling us about these mythical, whiptical, freaking tunnels and all that or whatever, and come to find out, they don't even exist to the point where a judge dismisses it. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying here? Like, shorty, this has been seen in front of a judge and a judge dismissed it. Some other dude, whoever this dude was, that made his what's the name, same thing. They tossed it. So it seems like to me, a lot of these people that be keeping these stories going or whatever, and for y'all few that are scared to speak up and sitting back and you're saying to yourself, well, you know what? Maybe some of this stuff was untrue. Maybe a lot of it was untrue. We now have a judge tossing an accusation about tunnels between Puff's house on Star Island and Gloria Estefan. And I knew when I first heard that, I said, man, that don't even make no sense. Gloria Estefan got to be almost 70 now, for one. 2, she been married for years. 3, she Cuban. Cubans, like, don't. You see, I call her Esteban. Estefan, that's American version. So, like for me, I just, how come we not calling these girls out? How come we not calling these girls out? How come we not calling out people like this down here telling me, I want to go to a Diddy party? There is no Diddy parties. There was a Cassie and the Hookers and Puff party. That's a party you want to be at? You want to take advantage of Cassie like you saying? You want to take advantage of her too? Huh? That's funny, huh? They don't even pay attention to what they're writing. So that's why I said, you keep seeing this whole thing. And I'm not worried about those people in the chat room. I figured that out just a little while ago. I'm going to show y'all that in this podcast too. So y'all know I wasn't lying to y'all yesterday when I said, these people that are writing these comments in here, these are strangers. These are not subscribers of mine. I don't know who these people are. My point is, and that's why they won't hit the like button. That's why they won't do any of that, because to them, I'm just whoever. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no idea who I even am. So I'm not even worried about the strangers in the chat room. The point is, I just read an article to you guys just now, right? That told y'all that a judge dismissed a complaint about a man being transported between the tunnel from Diddy's house to Gloria Estefan's house on Star Island, and it was tossed. Everybody right now should be hitting up Allie Carter. I'm talking about Allie Carter. I thought you said it was these tunnels. Where the tunnels at, Allie? Where the tunnels at, Allie? Where the tunnels at? See, right now, there's somebody in my chat room that want me to stop talking about Allie Carter and segue over into Jay. No, we're not talking about Jay. We're talking about Allie Carter. Now, I'm going to read this article for y'all once again so y'all can get a little preview of it and what I'm talking about here, whatever. But I see a case for concern. And that's why I said we need to start calling out a lot of these chicks that were perpetuating these lies that took thousands of dollars from many of y'all. Y'all out here complaining about Umar. Umar, for the best part of what I could say about Umar, at least Umar bought the school. He might have lost it, but at least he bought the school. But see, what all this really boiled down to, and I want a lot of people to understand this, what it really boiled down to is you have a segment of the African American population that basically don't like their own men. And so, as you notice, they're not screaming Epstein, they're not screaming Weinstein, the black community, urban community, T community on here, whatever you want to call them. They're not screaming that. They're screaming Diddy. When we talk about demonizing somebody out of all these accusations or whatever, they always want to demonize Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing case get dismissed, lawsuit get dismissed, and hopefully it'll be more and more of them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to read you some more too, this so you'll start understanding. But right here, I want you to read this. Listen to this. Judge closes case alleging Diddy and Gloria Estefan had a secret tunnel connecting their homes. Complex music. A lawsuit alleging that Diddy orchestrated a trafficking scheme within a secret tunnel has been closed, according to court documents obtained. The tunnel was alleged to have been housed between Florida homes of Diddy, real name Sean Combs, and Latin musician Gloria Estefan, which both have been denied. Plaintiff Joseph claimed that he was kidnapped and brought to Estefan's Star Island residence, where he was transported through the underground tunnel that led to Diddy's former home. Diddy, who has been housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center or whatever. Long story short, the case has been tossed. There ain't no tunnel. Ain't no tunnel. Ain't no tunnel. Now, instead of coming over here trolling, what you might want to do is go talk to some of your resident chicks and talk to them and ask them why Allie Carter was collecting all that money when all of a sudden there ain't no tunnels. That don't make sense, right? That don't make sense. I thought Allie Carter said it was a tunnel. Now, let me tell y'all, for those that ain't never been to Miami, like most of you, most of y'all ain't never been on Star Island, like most of you. I have. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. When you pull in, there's a bridge that separates North Miami and South Beach. South Beach ain't nothing but one little small island, basically. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll head you over to Broward, all that, but it's a small island. North Miami is really the big side of Miami. So, in between North Miami and South Beach, there's a bridge. That's Star Island Bridge. Or, no, actually, it's not Star Island Bridge, but it's partition to the Star Island Bridge. You have to go down the block, go across the bridge, and then halfway in the middle of the bridge, you're going to see a long driveway. At the end of that driveway is going to be a guards. And that's your entrance to Star Island. First thing you'll see when you get to Star Island, you're going to see a canal full of water. All right? Whole bunch of water. All right, water is surrounding you, literally. You are in some people would call it a lagoon, a marina. I don't know what you want to call it. One of the two. And it's surrounded by all the surrounding houses right there. It is impertinent that you know this. Most houses in Florida don't even have basements. I'm going to repeat that to you one more time. Most houses in Florida don't even have basements because of the potential flooding, especially in South Beach. So that was the first thing that threw me off when they said something about some tunnels. I'll repeat that to you one more time. The infrastructure for some tunnels on Star Island would not be the best to mention based on any developer's suggestion, based off the fact that it's surrounded by water. Most of the houses in Florida don't have basements. Now, I know if there's a million things I know Florida very well. Very, very well. All right? Now, this is my point. It's impossible to have sustaining tunnel up under between two houses right there, and somebody would, as a developer would say, it's ideal for the structure. You understand? Now, many of y'all in here ain't gonna understand that or whatever, whatever, and it is what it is. That's your limited abilities or whatever. That's not my business. Come on, guys. 150 people in here, only 8 likes. You don't find that weird? Double tap the screen, hit the like button, guys. Double tap the screen, hit the like button. My point is, I knew something was funny with the story when I first heard it. And ever since that story's been told, Ali Carter has been able to ride around the town, ride around the city or whatever. Oh, yeah, these is definitely all haters up in here. 165 people and nobody will double tap the screen and hit the like button. Don't worry about it. Anyway, long story short, I told you they like to get a piece so they can run over to their... Isn't that crazy how this so-called quote-unquote culture works? Anyway, they're all selfish and they just don't want to admit it. At least I admit my shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I say I can't even respect half the people in here because they ain't keeping it real. But anyway, peace, y'all. For them 60 people that just dropped out because they couldn't hit the like button, peace. I could care less. Anyway, Lord, I'm going to tell y'all why I said that in a minute. I'm going to show y'all that I know what I'm talking about when I say the things that I'm talking about. Ali Carter has been sitting around for the better part of 2 to 3 years telling y'all that there's tunnels everywhere and all this and all this and y'all believed her. Y'all sent her money. Y'all donated to her. Y'all made sure she got to her exits and her process and time, everything. Y'all made sure she got straight. And the only thing she did was hop on camera and tell porky pies. And then we find out later on in the game, she really was lying. So now here we got another chick lying. The common denominator, chicks is lying. Chicks is lying. And they're using the court system now, manipulating the court system. And whether it's Judge Samarinian, whether it's Judge Klein, or whoever else in there, y'all need to be privy to this. Lawyers, you need to be privy to this. These girls, at one time, they were hustling drinks in the club. Now they hustling the law system because they think that once they come in there, you're going to automatically believe them because of the pure simple fact they got a vagina. They're going to automatically think that you know who, that you're going to respect them and everything else because they're a woman. You're going to automatically believe them. And what I'm telling you is, in between the real cases that you have of actual women getting sexually assaulted or whatever, you have a new brew of women that are online nowadays. And these women, okay, let me give you an example. You can have a female, and she's on whatever website. And she says, hey, you know, this happened to me in 1983 or 2004, whatever. Totally legitimate story or whatever, right? Totally legitimate story. The dude who did it, if we catch her, let's do him dirty, right? That's me. Now, this is the problem. Once that girl makes that post, there are subsequently at least 20 to 25 girls that will come in the post, and they will try to outdo her. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, well, I got assaulted by 3 guys. Well, I got assaulted by 6 guys. Well, and the list will go on and on and on and on and on. Now, once whoever gets the most attention from their story or outdoes the story, we call it shaking the D amongst guys when we do it, or taking a P. You know what I mean? So whoever one of the girls takes a gender swap P on each other is the winner. So whoever can conclude or say to themselves, hey, you know what? Your story seems more reliable than this person's story. Let's go with this one. So then they run into the courtroom. You understand what I'm saying? However it ends up, it ends up. If somebody goes to jail, they go to jail. If there's a check to be made, there's a check to be made. Irregardless, somebody's getting paid if it ain't at the very least, the lawyer. At the very least, the lawyer. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the point. What loss do I have if I got 100 clients and each one of them got a retainer of at least, I don't know, let's say $2,000? What I got to lose? If you win or lose the case, I took the motherfucking retainers. Even if I just announced the cases, you understand what I'm saying? I still took the retainer. Good for me. It's a win for me. Loss for you, maybe. Maybe not even make it to the board, make it to the gates to even be seen as a case. The point is, you paid that $2,000 retainer. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at the lawyers. They're just doing what they do. But I'm telling lawyers, because today earlier I read something about, and I like her. What's her name again? Ariel. Well, fine. It's Ariel Fine or something. I don't care if y'all say she mean anything like that, boy. I'll be like, man, listen, Ariel Fine. But anyway, long story short, que linda mami. But like, honestly and truthfully though, she took Courtney Burgess. Pup just did a amendment on his lawsuit. You understand what I'm saying? Seeking $100 million. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's how he feel. But, you know what I'm saying? Irregardless, you know what I mean? He said he had tapes to present, everything else or whatever, whatever. I'm not saying he was wrong, but evidently it must have not been worth up to nothing because you never testified, you never brought your evidence, it was never presented, nothing. Nothing. You understand? And there was another hearing, to be fair, there was another hearing concerning this, which we never got the outcome of it when it comes to Courtney Burgess. So what I'm saying is there was a lot of people that made money off of this by telling you Porgy. I'm not necessarily saying him, but I'm just saying in general, there's a lot of people out here that make money off this Diddy thing, telling you porcupines and lies and not telling you the truth. And then the people that was telling the truth or had more option to it, you understand what I'm saying? You chose not to believe based off sensationalism. So who do you blame at this point? Yourself as viewers and subscribers and people that are conspiracy theorists? Or do you blame yourself for almost sending somebody up the road that didn't deserve it? Like I said, think what you want to about Puff. That's fair. I get it. You understand what I'm saying? But also remember, if you black and African American, you understand what I'm saying? O negrito, entonces sabe claro. You got to also look in line and say, that's enough out of you. That's way enough out of you. Yeah, I don't know you. And you, like, I don't like how people feel so easy to come into somebody else's chat room. Ain't got a dime to contribute. I don't know you. We're not friends. Now, I want to repeat this for you one more time so y'all understand why I'm talking about this Allie Carter thing. Because she collected a lot of money out here. People, please make sure you double tap the screen and hit the like button. Please double tap the screen and hit the like button. You would do it for Allie Carter if you thought she had something else to tell you about some tunnels. So do it for me. Double tap the screen, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Judge closes case alleging Diddy and Gloria Estefan had secret tunnel connecting their homes, which I already knew was impossible. But let me read this again. A lawsuit alleging that Diddy orchestrated a trafficking scheme within a secret tunnel has been closed, according to court documents obtained. The tunnel was alleged to have housed between Florida homes Diddy and real name Sean Combs and Latin musician Gloria Estefan, which have both been denied. Plaintiff Joseph, they won't say his last name, claimed that he was kidnapped and brought to Estefan's Star Island residence, where he was transported to an underground tunnel that led to Diddy's former home. And the judge tossed it. Where Allie Carter at? Where Allie Carter at? Somebody go get, where that bitch at? Go get her. Go get her. I want to talk to her. That's how they said it in that joint, right? You remember that movie? Where that bitch at? For real. Where that bitch at? You understand what I'm saying? We got a lot of lies and porgy pies that's going on. And even when I sit there, it don't matter how I say it, I'm always going to be looked at as, that's Davin Lewis, formerly a Bad Boy Entertainment, still Bad Boy. I'm always going to be looked at. It doesn't matter if it's the truth, a lie, whatever. You know what? I'm comfortable with that at this point. Y'all made y'all decision. I'm cool with that. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to judge me, judge these motherfuckers is lying. This bitch took money from y'all. Why y'all ain't over there talking to her? Because it's clear she is wrong. You understand what I'm saying? The other chick y'all had over there, y'all was giving thousands to. Clear that bitch was wrong. It's clear everybody y'all have faith in was either wrong or absent. Oh, y'all want to talk about some more? Y'all want to talk about some more? I got some more for you. I got some more for you. But wait, it gets worse. Nah, they used to be talking all kinds of crazy and then don't have nothing to back them up. You understand what I'm saying? And the shit is getting dizzy to me. You know what I mean? Let me talk to you about this one right here. Now, everybody knows comedian Druski, and I meant to talk about this earlier, whatever. But Druski was accused of something as well with Diddy. What's going on, Ahmad L? Ahmad, can you put my Cash App in there, please? And Ahmad, let me catch you up. Let me catch you up to what's going on. $STRINGERBELL80. Thank you very much if you can. Druski got bored up on something, and a lot of people were like, yo, where did this come from? But let me update my brother Ahmad L or whatever real quick. Ahmad, basically Gloria Estefan and Diddy, if you remember it, there was some dude named Joseph that put up some claim and said that Diddy and, I don't know why I keep saying that Diddy's, y'all be saying that Diddy stuff. Puff, all right? Puff and Gloria Estefan, famed singer. I forgot how that song goes. But anyway, they had a tunnel running on Star Island. Star Island. If you had a tunnel running in Star Island, 9 times out of 10, that tunnel's going to collapse because it's surrounded by water. In fact, most houses in Florida ain't even got basements. I know this from being in Florida multiple times. I wish somebody in Florida would tap in with me so they could verify this for me. Most of the houses in Florida ain't got no basement. That's why it already sounded funny. Because to have a tunnel, you got to have. We don't. Thank you, Key. Thank you, Key. She said we don't. Right there. Look right under where my Cash App is. Ross said the same thing. True. Houses in Florida don't have basements, most of them, because of the flooding levels down there. It gets serious. You don't want to pay out for them freaking bills. Trust me. You know how much it costs to get your house pumped, even when it's raining like that. You live in Orlando, and that's 2 hours away. That's 2 hours away. Ron said he lived 2 hours away. It take you 2 hours to get from maybe an hour and 45 minutes to get from Orlando to Miami. It's gonna take you a minute. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get there just real quick. So that was another thing that kind of threw me up. But let me read this off to y'all. Druski got caught in the crossfires of the Sean Diddy Combs legal saga from these last 2 years, getting accused of raping and drugging a woman in 2018. The 30-year-old comedian recently scored a huge legal victory in a lawsuit. The could have been founder was clear of being involved in the lawsuit or being involved in the lawsuit, period. U.S. District Court Judge Rita F. Lynn, and this is a woman. Okay, make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. Double tap the screen and hit the like button. Thank you. Lynn reprimanded the plaintiff's attorneys for continuing to pursue claims against him, even though they were overwhelming evidence that could not have been present for what allegedly took place in 2018. Basically, same thing. The evidence they presented, it was impossible for it to happen. So once again, we got somebody lying. Now, right here, the plaintiff, Ashley Parkman, accused the Bad Boy co-founder and Druski and Moore, a gang RAP in her, at a party in Aredo, California in 2018. She claimed that the popular personality covered her in baby oil or some form of lubricant and used her body like a slip and slide. She also accused Puff of recording what happened to her and threatened her afterwards. NFL star Odell Beckham Jr. was also accused of being present for the assault, and the three-time Pro Bowler denied any involvement whatsoever. Druski's legal team submitted phone and bank records confirming that he was in Georgia the night of the alleged assault. He was in Georgia the night of the late assault, okay? Druski's legal team submitted phone and bank records confirming that he was in Georgia on the night of the alleged assault when the allegations first arose this past March. He cited he was not in the entertainment industry at the time and did not even know the controversial mogul. And he wasn't. Druski ain't started going live. I remember seeing Druski the first time maybe 2021, 22-ish, something like that. I don't know about y'all, but like 21, 22-ish. It definitely wasn't, what's the name? It definitely wasn't 2018. Ashley Parham's attorney stated in July that she had no plans to remove the comedian from her lawsuit, despite the fact that it was proven that he could not have been present. Lynn said that the attorneys could face sanctions for not removing him, saying their position appears to lack a reasonable basis. She gave them until September 9th to either justify their actions or remove Druski from the lawsuit. If they don't, his claims could be dismissed and the plaintiff's side may be ordered to pay his legal fees. Once again, back to square one where I told y'all before, legal fees. So now here we have somebody else being involved in some Alice accusation. I ain't seeing this. I mean, listen, be however you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Be anti-Diddy all day. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? But at least don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Y'all been out here giving these motherfuckers dollars after dollars after dollars, and they got the audacity to come in my chat room tomorrow. You begging for dollars? Allow motherfuckers to talk about me on other podcasts and all kinds of other shit. Don't think it don't get back to me. Don't think it don't get back to me. I've had people come in my chat room talking, oh, you panhandling, you doing this, even when I'm not even talking about them cash apps. That's just the narrative they want to carry. Well, the same thing happened here with Druski. This girl, Ashley, had a narrative that she wanted to carry. The same thing happened with that dude, Joseph. He had a narrative he wanted to carry. You know what that narrative was? To see a cash out at the end of the day. These lazy, good-for-nothing motherfuckers couldn't get nothing done. So what they did, they said, we'll go sue somebody. And that's the new hustle. To all the courtrooms, to all, listen to me one more time, so even if it's Judge Samarinian, to all the courtrooms, to all the lawyers. In these next 2 years, until it dies down, you're going to get a whole bunch of motherfuckers that's coming up there, women in particular, talking about they've been sexually assaulted or whatever. You need to check them, then check them again, then check them a third time after that. Because what seems to be happening here, I'm reading 2 stories. of situations being dismissed. And altogether, now I read 3 of them. Sara Rivers, aka formerly Sarah Stokes. I read this dude Joseph. I read now Druski, who they're going to get sanctions if they don't remove him from that lawsuit. Blessings, I'm Miss Winston, 59 years of age, been living in Florida. We Floridas do not have basements at all. And if we had 20 because someone built it, they'd be done in it. And at risk because of the water, mate. Thank you. I know Florida. I know Florida like the back of my hand. So you got somebody right there that's living in Florida that told you the same thing. Florida houses don't have basements. You need a basement, first of all, for a tunnel. Let me give you an example. Even in the house in California, that's a grotto. That style of house is a Grecian, and some of them are Grecian style, some of them are old world Latin, and then some of them are Rome pillar. That's more what you see out in like, what was it called? River something. But anyway, long story short, that's how the houses are structured or whatever. It's a grotto. A grotto doesn't have a tunnel in it. See, for those that are uncultured, a grotto is basically an area where you can go swimming at. You can wade in it's basically a pool area with a bigger pool with a cave. That's the best way I can explain it to you. You know what I'm saying? It's basically a pool with a cave. There's no exit point. The only exit point there will be is for the pumps that's filtrating the water. So once again, you understand what I'm saying? It's one thing to be sitting up here and we talking about things that are certain. Trust me when I tell you, if Puff would have been that deep in it, and it would have been more than that, you wouldn't hear me saying this. I'm not going to condemn the homie. And niggas is lying. And y'all know they lying. Y'all say y'all got a problem with Umar Johnson. I can't understand for a fact in my mind, because this is how much y'all sound like hypocrites. Y'all say y'all mad at Umar Johnson because he lied to y'all for 13 years. But yet and still, y'all ain't got the same vigor for these bitches that been lying to you for the past couple years. Please help me make sense of that. And see, the hypocrites are in here because there's over 255 people in here. And they won't double tap the screen and hit the like button because they know what I'm saying is true. And if they hit that like button, they know they're going against their soul. That's how many people are deceitful in an anti-Diddy movement. They deceitful. You won't hear any of these anti-Diddy podcasters, any anti-Diddy subscribers in their chat rooms talking about this. No, what they're going to talk about is what they want to talk about. And then what they want to talk about is the provision of guiltiness. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here saying Puff ain't do nothing. Evidently, you was flying them prostitutes out. You know what I'm saying? But we don't even talk about the male prostitutes that are actually the victims that the judge and jury decided were victims. We still talking about Cassie. We still talking about Gia. We still talking about Daft. We still talking about, what was the other one's name? I forgot what her name was. We still talking about these girls. We still talking about these girls, and this man wasn't convicted for none of them. So at that point, you start to understand a couple things. One, you start to understand maybe there is a truth. Maybe people in the culture don't really understand how society works anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe people in the culture, the same ones that'll be screaming for freedom from a boy. Do y'all remember that video about a couple months ago? Maybe 2 or 3 months ago. It happened months ago, but it was that kid that was in the car and the cop dragged him out the car, whatever. And I thought they really had something. Have you ever seen that video from the other angle, from the extended angle? Oh, you're going to see something totally different. Homie was a tough guy. He was getting loud with the police. Why I got to get out? This, that, and other, and the third. So that's what I'm saying. There's always another story to the story, and there's always a truth in between the two stories. Other higher up, Z. I don't know what this heck Z means or whatever you mean or whatever. Like, I got a thing for that too. Thank you very much, Reckless. Y'all make sure y'all hit up the Cash App too, man. Look, somebody else said they live in Jacksonville. They said, right. These people really be thinking like I'm some uncultured, untraveled motherfucker. I worked for Bad Boy for 17 years. I've been everywhere, 10 times over. And one of them places I know better than anywhere, and my sister lived there, is Florida. You understand what I'm saying? Florida and California, I know them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said when the people came from California, I said, I couldn't have did that in Cali. Niggas would have checked me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? That's why I felt a certain way about that when doing the trial and everything. But the point I'm getting at is one more time, you know what I'm saying? Is this. See, this is from people right here. Ups. I hear you, man. I hear you. See, people that don't want you to vlog or whatever, They put in their little thing or whatever. So we got to block them up out of here. There's a whole bunch of like curious motherfuckers. I got some more to read for y'all too. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Oh, okay. Let's see what else. Diddle, like, and that's another thing too. I find it oddly strange how many of these men want to know if men were sleeping with each other. That's weird, ain't it? Sound like I tell you, like I told you before. I've been locked out before, son. I know what I'm talking about. Niggas that go around screaming that gay shit, talking about the gay people this and the gay people that. That be the motherfucker that's gay. I'm trying. If you don't remember anything else I told you, remember that. Niggas would be running around talking about, yo, I wonder if Justin Bieber got diddled by the dude, because that nigga's having a fantasy about that. He picturing that in his head. You understand what I'm saying? When nigga get in the chat room, we start talking about baby oil and all that, because the nigga is picturing that in his head. He want to see Puff with baby oil on him. It turns him on. Trust me when I tell you, I've been locked up before. Niggas that talk like that, yo, man, forget all these FAG motherfuckers. That be the motherfucker that like motherfucking niggas. Trust me when I tell you, I seen that shit a million times. Them niggas be in there, and under them FAG niggas. The next thing you know, this motherfucker. Let me continue on. I just can't get why another nigga be coming in here asking about another nigga's sexual preference, talking about Justin Bieber. I'm like, that's what you fantasize? And it ain't even that. Some of these niggas go as far as to make whole videos of it. Men. Now, if the chicks was doing that, I see it. But dudes trying to show this, I'm with your sister. He ain't with you. He wants a vajay. A lot of these niggas be coattailing with y'all chicks. Y'all don't, see, that's the thing. A lot of y'all chicks ain't grew up with a daddy. So when it come down to listening to these subscribers that are men and these podcasters that are men, including the 6 of them I know that didn't even graduate high school but be acting like they the smartest motherfuckers in the bunch, I'm going to say that for up my arm. But anyway, long story short, y'all be listening to these people and y'all be following these men. And a lot of these men don't have no more intention than the same shit you pointing at, to sleep with you. They coddling you. They being empathetic to you because they want to sleep with you. I know it's a hard pill to follow. You don't believe me? Listen, Umar, respectfully. You had how many side bitches? How many side bitches you had? How many times they caught you going like this? You see what I'm saying? And y'all thought he was holier than thou, I guess. I can't take up for him really no more because I saw another video from Night and Day and I was like, I can't do that no more. But I still, you know what I'm saying? Still respect and anything like that, Duke. Now, I mean, I ain't gonna disrespect you. Nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that. And you getting reported for that. You don't talk like that in here. You getting reported for pornography. You don't write shit like that in my chat room. You don't write nothing like that in my chat room. They're trying to keep that man in jail till they find something to charge him, which is a violation of his rights. He should have gotten bond on it. I think the same thing too, Lady D. I feel you. I was up there, like, listen, I was down there before the other vloggers were down there, and I get no recognition from it or whatever, but it's all good, you know what I'm saying? As long as that nigga know. That's all that matter. You know what I'm saying? I was down there dolo for the first little bit. And then, you know what I'm saying, niggas, you know what I mean? Like, oh, a word? I'm like, yeah, word. All right. You know what I mean? So it was some hidden faces you probably wouldn't have known if you seen them. But my point is, you know what I'm saying? I was down there now 12 months ago. Well, almost 11 months ago now, coming up this month, 11 months ago. When this first started, I'm talking about bail hearings. I was there for the jury selection. I was there when they did I was there for everything. It's all here on this channel if y'all want to check it out. So I wasn't just talking. I was there. You know what I'm saying? And most of like 70% of the time, I was dolo. You know what I mean? Dolo. Like, that's how I always been rolling. Dolo. Like, niggas that know me, they know what I'm talking about. I always roll dolo. Like, I do shit, I do it by myself. But, but listen, man, like I said, though, outside of that, we got Allie Carter and her tunnels being dismissed. And I want to see some people go over there and talk to Allie Carter and be like, yo, Ma, you was talking about these tunnels and all that, but look, it look like, I don't know. Things ain't adding up. I got more to read here, but I just wanted y'all to know that point. There's this guy Joseph, who said there was tunnels built between Gloria Estefan's house, musician, Grammy Award winning, this great, beautiful woman, great, aging gracefully, who has a husband. This man says he was kidnapped taking through a tunnel to Puff's house. Now, why would you be having to take through a tunnel, son, when niggas could just walk you up the street? So you ain't know where Gloria Estefan lived at. That's what it was. Look, let me put it this way. Gloria Estefan in circumference, y'all don't know, but I know. Gloria Estefan in circumference, a Puff would have took you no longer than under, if it took you more than 2.5 to 3 minutes, you was taking too long. If it took you any more from 3.5, maybe 4 minutes, you was taking too long. You understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Here you go, right here. Listen to this one right here. You gotta love this one. Let me teach y'all something. So when they don't want me to talk about Puff, what African Americans do is they try to shame people from talking about subjects. They get it from women. It's not all, but a lot of them do that. So let me give you an example of what I mean when they want you to stop talking about something. That's why I try to tell you, this ain't nothing here but a cult of these T motherfuckers. They're a cult. You understand? Let me tell you what he wrote. He wrote 5 times. Why are you talking about another grown man? Because I worked for that motherfucker. Are you asking CNN why they're talking about Diddy? Are you asking MSNBC why they are talking about Diddy? Do you write in the chat room of Fox why they were talking about Diddy? Did you go over to Nancy Grace's channel and ask her, why are you talking about Diddy? Of course you wouldn't, because they're white and you're scared. So you got to understand, these motherfuckers have a certain temperament for people to look like them that they don't have for white people. You understand what I'm saying? No, you're not. No, you're not. Get your bitch ass up on out of here. Get your bitch ass out of here. Get your bitch ass on. I knew you was lying once you said, I'm white. No, you're not. No, you're not. It ain't all African American. I just said that. I don't need, you need to start listening. That's another thing y'all have a hard problem doing. Listening. Listen. If you would listen, you would understand that you got a bitch that's been online for 2 years collecting money from motherfuckers. Listen, her name is Allie Carter. This bitch has been telling you that there's tunnels everywhere. Listen, this bitch told you there was a tunnel down there in motherfucking Star Island. Do you remember? Y'all gave this bitch money. Listen, huh? You motherfuckers don't listen. You hear what you want to hear from the surface, and you grab from the surface. This is why you always fucking wrong. This is why you was wrong about the outcome of the trial. This is why you was wrong about the bitches being right and the motherfucking what's the name listening to them, because you don't listen. You're too busy. I ain't never seen an era when so many motherfucking niggas is running around and just like the bitch that raised them. This bitch been out here for the past 3 years collecting money, and the sisterhood gonna give her a motherfucking pass because she's a woman. That's the point. When we have a collective of women that won't call out other women for doing wrongdoing, but quick even to invest money to come to another city that they're not from, to advocate against someone they don't know, but ready to take up for a bitch that's been shown 3 or 4 times now. You understand what I'm saying? That she can't be motherfucking trusted. And y'all say, no, we're going to go over there to Allie tonight. This is the sisterhood. We're going to go over there to Allie tonight and donate to Allie and have prayer for Allie and give Allie some money. We ain't going to ask her no questions. No, because she's a girl. She's a girl. Y'all got to start paying key to the same shit that y'all doing. Right now, y'all in this mode with men of color where y'all want to pay homage to bitches that shouldn't be paid homage to. So let me help you out on who you should be paying homage to. This fall, there's going to be some girls that's entering at Yale University. This fall, there's going to be some girls that's going to be entering Columbia, NYU, and a certain other ones. You see how 20 people jumped off when I was talking about black girls in school? This goes to show you the dedication they have to thottery, debauchery, and drama. Pay attention. I'm talking about college and 20 motherfuckers dropped off, but these will be the same 20 motherfuckers that'll be acting like thespians up in somebody else's chat room, and you dumb motherfuckers don't get it. That's the problem. Listen, you seeing it from your own eyes, man. You been drinking the Diddy juice, dog. You see that nigga right there? That's a nigga that want to sleep with you, ladies. That's a nigga that want to sleep with you. See, men, we know how to point them out. Let me tell you about that little friend nigga to be over there. Your little work buddy or something like that. That's a nigga that want to sleep with you. See, I know the moves, dog. If you want to come in here, what's his name? Angry Elf. If you want to come in here and try to act like a sleaze, be a sleaze. But you look more like a sleaze than anybody. Because when we sitting up here reading this, we reading Judge's motherfucking selections, judges motherfucking outcomes and their decisions. And the judge said that there ain't no fucking tunnels between Gloria Estefan's house and fucking Diddy's house. On top of that, everybody in this chat room, the people that know me, know I worked for the nigga for 17 years. And I'm showing pictures up here, video. You can find me on YouTube, whatever the fuck you need to do. So maybe your ass is just back in time, and just like other silly motherfuckers like you jumping into a conversation, don't even know what the fuck going on. So my suggestion to you, angry elf, next time you grab yourself and gravitate to join in the conversation, know what the fuck you talking about before you join into it, you bitch ass motherfucker. I can't stand these motherfuckers on here, bro. It's like a whole communist regime. You understand what I'm saying? Communism. This is the way they think. Communists that sit around and key and he all day. When I just read to you, and I'm going to read it again. They had Druski up on something. Said Druski, this girl Ashley, said that Druski, the comedian, that many of y'all know him, had assaulted her in 2018. Druski wasn't even a comedian in 2018, let alone even known Pup in 2018. Druski got caught in the crossfire of Sean Diddy Combs' legal saga from these last 2 years, getting accused of RIPING and drugging a woman in 2018. The 30-year-old comedian recently scored a huge legal victory in the lawsuit. The could have been founder was clear of being involved in the lawsuit, and U.S. District Judge Rita F. Lynn reprimanded the plaintiff's attorneys for continuing to pursue the claims against him, even though there were overwhelming evidence that he could not have been present for what allegedly took place. So if you don't get it, Judge Rita F. Lynn, who I'm assuming by that last name, either by marriage or either by ethnicity, is Asian. She's a woman. And she reprimanded, meaning scolded, the plaintiff's lawyers and said there's no way he could actually be. This is a judge. And tonight, somewhere, there's going to be some niggas online. That judge don't know what they're talking about. That judge should be fired. That judge should do this. The era of niggerty has to come to an end. The era of this whole cult shit has to come to an end. Has to come to an end. This is a judge, a female judge, saying she don't believe this shit either. And y'all niggas is like, Druski did something. Pup did it too. The fuck out of here. Y'all motherfuckers sound retarded, and you're trying to create a narrative so you can make money off of it. The plaintiff, Ashley Parham, accused Bad Boy co-founder Druski and more of gang RIPING at her at a party in Aurora, California in 2018. She claimed that the popular personality covered her in baby oil. Well, of course she would say that, because look when you filed the charges. Everybody had known about the baby oil being found and all that stuff, so it was good. I would have rolled with that too. It's in the news. Or some form of lubricant, and used her body like a slip and slide. Used your body like a slip and slide. They use your body like a slip and slide. You ain't say nobody penetrated you. You didn't say anybody did anything. You said they used your body like a slip and slide. She also accused Puff of recording what happened to her and threatening her afterwards. NFL star Bill Beckham Jr. was also accused of being present for the assault, and the three-time bowler denied any involvement. Parkham's attorney stated in July that they had no plans to remove the comedian from the lawsuit, meaning Druski, despite the fact that it was proven that he could not have been present. Lynn said to the attorneys for Parham, I believe that's how you pronounce the name, Judge Lynn said that the attorneys could face sanctions for not removing him. That's how much this is untrue. The judge said they will face sanctions if they don't remove the motherfucking. Y'all still out here, oh my God, you know, the poor victim, this bitch is lying. The bitch is lying. Now, if you back some bitch lying on men or whatever, just go become who the fuck you are, which is a lesbian. Evidently, you have more motherfucking interest in investment in other women than you do for the culture. Kind of similar to have you have more investment in yourself versus the nuclear family. But that's a whole nother conversation, ain't it? But it sound familiar, don't it? Narcissist, fucking selfish, fucking bitches lying. Pelham's attorneys stated in July that they had no plans to remove the comedian from the lawsuit, despite the fact that it was proven he could not have been present. Talking about Druski, comedian Druski, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Lynn said the attorneys could face sanctions for not removing him, saying that their position appears to lack the reasonable basis. She gave him until September the 9th. You got to September the 9th, motherfucker. Move it or lose it. Take him out of this shit or taste this motherfucking paper. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if that whole paid a retainer, I know that lawyer don't want to lose that retainer. I don't know how much of it's paid you about. So about 4,000, 7,000 or something like that. You keep the money, man. Just walk on away. Walk on away. You know what I'm saying? Be like, but I don't think we should try this one no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna end up wild. We're gonna hit a wall. We're gonna hit a wall. Because that's what it seemed like. Saying that their position appears to lack any reasonable basis. This is what the judge said. Their position appears to lack any reasonable basis. She gave them until September 9th to either justify their actions or remove Druski from the lawsuit. If they don't, his claims could be dismissed, and the plaintiff's side may be ordered to pay his legal fees. Ain't nobody got nothing to say about Druski. We ain't happy about Druski. We ain't happy about Druski, no. Because the bottom tier of black women, and I keep telling you this, are evolving into lesbians. And they don't like anything but the curation of other women. This is why when they open businesses, they only hire women. This whole women shit has gone too fucking far. And some of these bitches ain't victims. The judge is seeing that some of these bitches ain't victims. The crowd is seeing some of these bitches ain't victims. In Cassie's case, she was a participant. Now, y'all might not like the way I fucking talk, and I don't really fucking give a shit. Ain't none of y'all helping me the fuck out. My point is, you know what I'm saying? So you get what you get. But I ain't gonna sit back here and watch a motherfucker go down or get sued or get his money taken away from him, whatever, just because of pure simple fact or whatever. This man got kids, man. You understand what I'm saying? Whose messages keep getting held back? What are you saying? Yeah, get out of my chat room, man. Another weird ass dude. Like, that's why I be trying to tell you. Y'all be talking about Puff. Y'all will read some of these messages these men in here, right? How come y'all ain't on them? That's why I said these women that sit up here and they talking about they advocating and everything like that against sexual assault. They only advocating when it comes to superstars. They're not advocating when it comes to regular women. There are regular women out here that really get touched, roughed up, beaten, everything. If y'all bitches should be foot to ground, going to projects around projects in your area or low income housing areas or whatever, and asking these women, yo, what's going on? Let me tell you a story on my camera. No, instead you got these lazy bitches that sit up in their house all fucking day and blah, 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 blah. And guess what this dude did? And guess what Tory Lanez did? And guess what Kanye did? Guess what Diddy did? But bitches never talk about other women. See how 50 people dropped out when I said that? That's how deep it is. These women are evolving into lesbians, and I'm talking about black ones, white ones, whatever in particular. But right now in this conversation, I'm talking about black and Latin ones. They're becoming misandrous. They don't like men. You understand what I'm saying? And they don't like men so much that they're willing to lie on them and start a case or whatever else and present it in front of a judge. And just like you just saw right here, the judge told them, Judge Lynn, she told him, you either take Druski out this lawsuit because it's impossible for him to be there, or you're going to face sanctions, and this shit probably get thrown out. It's going to get thrown out anyway, 9 times out of 10. But this is what Allie Carter was riding on, and that's my point. Wasn't your Allie Carter your savior? Wasn't this the bitch I was going over there to give thousands of dollars to? See, that's what I'm be talking about. Y'all got to pay attention, man. And I'm only talking to men. I'm not talking about sucker niggas that come in here and motherfucker won't hit the like button. There's over 200 people in here right now. They don't even double tap the screen and hit the like button. I'm not talking to you suck ass niggas, because y'all ain't worth nothing. You understand what I'm saying? You might as well go and put go have your monthly, because that's basically what you boil down to. You and your mama, 2 selfish ass bitches. I'm talking to the men. What you need to start doing is showing solidarity. You understand what I'm saying? I got 30,000 motherfuckers to follow me. I should be able to hop up on here and say, as quick as Ali Carter could say, hey, look at this, 189 people in here, 62 likes. Double tap the screen and hit the like button. Hit up the Cash App. If you ain't got Cash App, go to the description box. Hit up the motherfucker, what's the name? Do something. Because y'all out here papering up bitches that's lying. And y'all cool with it. All because y'all don't like men of color. This is deeper than fucking some Cash Apps and shit. These bitches don't like men of color, and they're teaching other women to not have no respect for you either. So I got to go to the source, which seems to be black American women. Y'all bitches push this shit. Y'all push that allocality bit. Don't say you did. Shut up, bitch. Yes, you did. And nobody checks y'all hoes. That's why a lot of these bitches on here don't like me. It's disrespectful to women. No, I'm disrespectful to thoughts, hoes, troublemakers, liars, piece of shit bitches. The ladies, I love them. I dated a lady for 8 years, you know what I'm saying, who was almost my wife. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing outside of 2 situations that I can say bad about that woman. You understand what I'm saying? 2 situations. 2 situations. That's it. You never heard me on here ill speaking of her. I've never referred to her as a bitch. And yes, she was a black woman. Blacker than you, than most of you, raised and born Muslim. You understand what I'm saying? Never said nothing about her. You understand? I had a Spanish woman that I was with for a very long time that was Puerto Rican. You understand what I'm saying? Never hear me say nothing bad about her on here. I had another girlfriend that was Haitian. Never hear me say anything. If you pay attention to the pattern, that's why I said, niggas don't listen. Now, we don't care about you, nigga. We don't care about you. We don't care about your life. Nobody else probably care about you either. How many people follow you? 6 days ago, you started a account 6 days ago. You mentally ill. Hold on, y'all. We gonna go in on demand. Oh, because nigga, one of them ladies I just mentioned was my son's mother, my daughter's mother. You understand what I'm saying? And honestly and truthfully, my nigga, if you was in front of me, I'd crack your fucking head open. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to go play motherfucking that little sissy shit you do, go over to somebody else's chat room. Over here, I'll find out who you are, my nigga. Trust me, don't ever motherfucker get me confused. Hoe ass niggas. Hoe ass niggas. Start new accounts so they can go troll. That's why I said from my beginning, I'm talking to the men. I'm not talking to the bitch niggas. That's a nigga raised by a single mom. You understand what I'm saying? These are men and ladies, y'all need to start finding the difference too. There are men out here that have been raised by single women that act just like women. And y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about because that's the type of motherfucker y'all talking about y'all end up dating a lot of times. All right? Huh? Right. Okay. A lot of y'all got a baby by a motherfucker, just like I just explained. Waiting for him to come home on TS, waiting for him to come home on parole. Who, Ty? Oh, he locked up right now. You know that sentence, bitch. But y'all out here paying attention to these raggedy ass hoes that's lying. Ali Carter is lying. And I just proved it to you. This judge, and I'm going to read it over to you again. Then we're going to move on to some other stories too, because I got more to prove to you. But Druski and Diddy, that's going to be removed. You understand what I'm saying? So shout out to Druski for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't think Druski be balled up in something like that. You know what I'm saying? I got some more stuff to read too, so y'all might want to stay with me. Make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. If you don't like it, go check one of your other bloggers. Y'all can do that. So they can go and give you their fake personality. Like, oh my God, guys. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, ah. And then next thing you know, they walking outside in a motherfucking project, motherfucking hallway and shit. Like, y'all go follow with them there. Don't want fake shit? Go over there. We don't do fake shit over here. We don't do fake shit over here. That's another thing I'm seeing too. The faker you are, and the more you try to sound like most of the guy podcasters, if you don't ever notice, listen, let me tell you something. I live in rural ass fucking Shoreline, Connecticut. All right. Now, this is a different section where I live in. Cassie's from here too, from Connecticut. From, ironically enough, one of the areas I used to live in. But anyway, never mind that. That's what people don't be listening. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, long story short, we have black people out here. You understand? We have Latin people out here. And yes, some of the people will talk in this like conservative octave, but you'll automatically be able to pick it up that it's natural. That's the point. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're very good in Connecticut on picking up on something that's natural and even flow. New York too, but Connecticut does it a different way. We're very good at picking up on people that have a natural flow versus they're forcing some shit. So when somebody's a forcing articulation, you can very quickly tell because the octave in their voice will change dramatically. Now, some people, when they're talking in their what you call your public speaking voice, as my uncle used to say, if you're speaking in your public speaking voice, yes, it's well meant that you articulate, but it's not well given that you sit around and change the octave in your voice. Because if you use the same octave in your voice all the time for the majority of the time, and then you switch it up, people automatically will disengage themselves from you because they've never heard that tone in your voice before. Sometimes they won't even respect it. If you turn it on and off, you run into a problem because sometimes you may not know the right time to turn it on or off. So that's why it's not a good idea to run around with phony personalities all the time. I'll tell you straight up to your face, fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? In person, out of person. And people that know me know I do that, as little as I look. You understand what I'm saying? And I've always been the same way. This, in turn, where most of y'all think, oh, well, you know what I mean? He couldn't do that in the company. Yes, the fuck I did. I started out. Listen, I had a very different life thus far than you guys did. I used to work for Puff, and I worked for Puff for over 17 years. Most people that subscribe to my channel, my long-time subscribers, they know this is why they started following me. I've covered the Diddy trial from the beginning, 11 months ago up until now. You can go on my channel here and check it out for yourself. Just put in my name and put in Diddy behind it. There'll be a ton of things pop up. That's not the point. The point is, you've had people overly put in some type of, yes, over 17 years. I'll show you some. You're a new subscriber. See, I figured out something today too, and I'm going to show y'all in a minute too. Guys, make sure you double tap the screen and hit the like button. I said something the other day or whatever. I know you're a new subscriber because I've never seen your name before. But yes, most people know me for that. You know what I mean? So there's already animosity towards me because of that. And some people use that as an advantage for themselves and started all kinds of narratives and stuff about me. But one thing they couldn't take away was my experience. Now, when I started out at BMG, I was 21 going on 22 years old. All right? I was a kid. And I remember when I was there, I pretty much talked the same way I talk now. I used to, it was a little subtleties here and there, but I was nervous at first. I was still young. I hadn't grown into my full self, if you want to say. But pretty much, I'm the same person. Let's say the 90-something% angle as far as personality is concerned. And I used to curse. One thing that used to flip people out that worked with me, though, was this. They were, I know, mesmerized. Like, it used to be times when I'd be talking to white people that worked in the building. Don't take this the wrong way. I used to be talking to people that were white that worked in the building. And sometimes I would notice that some of our staff or some other people, they would change the octave in their voice to talk to these white people. I didn't do that. I would curse and stuff like that. And people would be like, shh, don't do that. Don't curse. I said, he knows what the fuck I'm talking about. He's like the same type of, you know what I mean? And I realized the reason they couldn't correlate it like that and the reason they thought it like that, because these guys had come from urban areas in Brooklyn and the Bronx and Queens, this, that, and on the third. They didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So for them, that was something new, me talking to and interacting with whites like that. And I was like, nah, I grew up with people like him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was a big deal for a lot of people. Let me tell you how far I went. I've talked myself into numerous clubs in numerous different states, and there's people that'll back me up to tell you this without an ID in my hand. And everybody was like, you ain't gonna get in here. They don't let nobody in here with an ID. I said, watch, I bet you I'll get in. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how to talk. I've got on the plane 2 or 3 times, be a bad boy, no ID. I said, no, there's a way around this. Watch. I know how to talk. And it's not like, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know how to explain this to you, but it's not like I force it. People force their trajectory of their personalities, and it comes off fake. And a lot of these vloggers that you have, they have these fake personalities. They get online and they be like, yeah, and this, I know, that. And then when you dig deep into them, like I said, I know 6 of them right now. You understand what I'm saying? And motherfucker, you say anything about me on your podcast again, I'm going to let it be known. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to let it be known. It's 6 of these niggas that don't have a high school diploma. And they on here preaching all kinds of shit to you. If trying to tell you it's true. But you don't have a high school diploma. I ain't listening to no dummy that ain't smart enough at 35, 38 years old to go get a motherfucking high school diploma. You dumb, silly, dyslexic motherfucker, you. We said, Justice Swab, nice to meet you. We share the same hat style. I appreciate that. Hi, Zaka. I know who you are. What's going on? Zaka Rezian. I know who that is. Zaka channel. Free R. Kelly. Why wasn't their parents charged if he was so guilty? I hear that. Salud a la mujer. Shannon Wilson Gonzalez. Oh, no. Your name is Shannon Wilson. I got you. Your husband's name is Gonzalez. Yeah, people are real quick to judge. But I'm saying if we're gonna go judge, then let's go judge these bitches that were lying. Let's go judge these chicks that took. There are chicks involved in this Diddy thing from the what's the name from the perspective of how can I say it? From the perspective of rumor mill stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. So a lot of this stuff came, if y'all understand, from the rumor mill, the tunnels. Ali Carter started that shit a year and a half ago. And she ran around telling everybody there was these tunnels and all this stuff or whatever. But we just had that debunked by a judge. Hola, ¿cómo tú estás? We just had that verified by a judge. Judge said, get that out of here. What are you talking about? You crazy? And if you come back on the 9th, I'm gonna give y'all to the 9th. If you come, this is what the judge said. If you he was talking to the girl that was the plaintiff. He said, if you come back in here on the 9th and you ain't got this shit together and drop this man up out of your shit, it's gonna be trouble. And this was a woman judge. That's the whole thing about it. That's why I'm trying to put in the order here. This is a woman that said this. This is a woman that said this. Not a man, a woman. A woman. Let that sink in your soul for a minute. It's just a woman that said this. So that's why I said you got to watch when you're listening to a lot of these characters on here. They're on here. Let me tell you what the hustle is. And real quick, and then I'm going to go to the next story. The hustle on YouTube is y'all believing in people that are false prophets, people that are lying, people that sell narratives and gain cash apps. And what they do is accounting, and I kept on telling y'all to play. I've been here for 5 years. I've seen them do this before. What the play is they'll sell you somebody, and they always pick a personality. So, for example, they picked Ali Carter as the personality at first. They said, yeah, believe Ali Carter, and then they stand behind Ali Carter. You understand what I'm saying? And then they run shows on Ali Carter. So they'll say, justice for Ali Carter. Ali, what was the one they were running before? Ali, where are the kids? And all this shit. It's a farce. It's a farce behind a farce. So if you don't get it, you understand? Like, listen, a lot of y'all niggas couldn't have been on the block, G. I'm trying to tell you, niggas would have ran in your pockets. Listen, let me explain to you. The hustle behind the hustle. Ali Carter got up on here, and she told everybody, Puff did this, Puff did that, Puff did this, Puff did that, right? If you just look at the girls that were on the trial, you could tell very quickly, no matter what year it was, he wasn't fucking with this bitch. Now, the year she explained she was around, last time I heard, you understand what I'm saying? Well, coincidentally around the time when Puff was already a double-digit multimillionaire. Keep that in order. Double-digit multimillionaire. He ain't fucking with no raggedy-ass bitch like Ali Carter. Fucking with no ugly-ass bitch. Like, that bitch is ugly. It's not because she dark-skinned. My daughter's mother was dark-skinned. You understand what I'm saying? God must be getting ready to give me a son or something like that, because I keep saying son. My daughter didn't have nothing but a dark-skinned Haitian mother. You understand what I'm saying? My like, y'all don't know. Like, when I do date black women, I like dark-skinned black women. Most people know that know me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. There go another one of them fruit boys that been raised by his mama. So anyway, long story short, this Ali Carter chick was able to run around the internet. People was able to run up behind her. People was able to interview her, make money. People was able to back her stories, make money. People were able to interview her, make money. People were able to back her stories and make money. I'm going to say it again. Open your ears, okay? A lot of y'all don't open your ears. You hear what you want to hear. I'm going to say it again for you. She was able to carry on a fury talking about there were tunnels, and she was positive of it in Gloria Estefan's house. Bitch, you did a whole joint on this. Don't think I forgot. Other niggas forget. I don't forget. I remember, and a lot of other people remember as well. So if you on here and you part of this community, you know what I'm talking about. Now this chick, she ran this farce, God, I'm going to say, what would y'all say, about 2.5 years, audience? About 2.5 years she ran this. And she said, yeah, Puff did this, Puff did that. And I remember specifically she told my Gloria Estefan, and I could swear I remember her talking about that. And I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. Either way it goes, even at the house in California, that's a grotto. She don't know what a grotto is. A grotto is basically a cave with a pool in it. And that style of house in California, listen, right now you can go online and look at the house Puff got for sale, and the grotto will be super in front. You know what I'm saying? This is about a year and a half ago. The bitch, like I stopped paying attention to the bitch as of 8 months ago. Cause you know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Huggy Pampers, she came and raised the eyebrow at her. And I say, even though I don't like fucking Huggy, because some of the bullshit that bitch be doing, one thing about us, we Tauruses. We both Tauruses. So we pick up on shit real quick. It's hard to fool us. Very hard to fool us. See, when that bitch talk about me, she deduce herself because you the same sign as me. We one and the same. You know what I'm saying? We just operate on different plateaus. But make no mistake about it, us Tauruses, all of us unilaterally, for the most part, all think alike. I've been around a million. My ex was a Taurus. We all think alike. Trust me. We very much think alike. And if we gonna get you, we'll get you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. We're hunters by nature. Hunters and gatherers. And we like pretty shiny shit all the time. That's Tauruses. But anyway. Something like that, yeah. I ain't know something like that. These niggas ain't paying attention. They getting hustled. Like when they talk about Umar, they talk about, yo, Umar hustled us. He hustled you for 13 years. You ain't pick up on year 5 that the school wasn't being done right or whatever. He ain't purchased the school himself until 2019. I ain't trying to skip over him. We're gonna talk more about Puff, but my point is, make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button, please. Double tap the screen, hit the like button. My point is, y'all put y'all faith in symbolic shit instead of shit that actually work. And it's a sad shame that we're having that going on in the culture. And I'm trying my best to help niggas out, but it ain't working. This grip that it's got is all based on capitalism and money and popularity from people that didn't have popularity in high school. They want to gain it here on this app. If you weren't popular in high school, my nigga, you ain't popular here either. I was popular in high school, I can tell you. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, leave that alone, man. Leave that alone. You ain't gonna never be popular. You weren't popular in high school, you ain't gonna be popular on here. You understand what I'm saying? It's that simple. I want to read something else for y'all. I got another one here. I read the one about Druski. Yeah, I want to talk about Mark. Mark Geragos, many of y'all know him, has been associated with Diddy for a long time. And I want to talk about this before motherfuckers start breaking it up and paint Mark the wrong way. Guys, make sure y'all double tap that screen, hit the like button. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share this real quick. And also, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $ STRINGERBELL80. I'm going to tell y'all a story about that too. And I'm going to throw up the video for it, whatever, because y'all got to hear what I did some shit today. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to share this real quick. 1 second, guys. This ain't going to take long. Just going to share it, make sure my other people are in here. So I'll say those last 2 things I was talking about personal at the end. All right, 1 second here. Just want to make sure if anybody donated, I tell them thank you. No, they didn't. And if you don't have Cash App, I also have Venmo and I have PayPal in the description box, so you guys can hit that up as well. Okay, Diddy attorney Mark Geragos caught in $213 million Michael Jackson estate extortion plot. Okay, so they've been running this one for a while, whatever the case may be. And when I say for a while, I mean for a while. All right. Sean Diddy Combs' attorney, Mark Geragos, has found himself in yet another extortion scandal. This time, Mark Geragos is being accused of orchestrating a $213 million extortion plot, which alleged New Jersey mobster Frank. He's being sued, Mr. C. We'll call him Mr. C. Mr. C is being sued by Los Angeles Superior Court by Michael Jackson Company and co-executives John Branca and John McClain. The lawsuit accuses Frank C., aided by Diddy attorney Mark Geragos and several other unidentified associates, of civil extortion scheme. Diddy's criminal attorneys involved in multiple extortion plots, which is the highlight and headline. Mark Geragos has been embroiled in a seemingly never-ending parade of crimes. Just this past month, the jury found that Mark Geragos had helped Mark Avenatti try and extort Nike for millions of dollars. Previously, Mark Geragos has been the target of several state bar California probes, including one for fraud in 2022, over his involvement in stealing millions of dollars from the Armenian genocide victims. Mark Geragos' law firm partner, Ben Masalis, and his father, Kenny Masalis, also Diddy attorney until resigning in 2024, were named in several alleged criminal acts of their own. On May 18, 2018, Jonathan Oddie, that weird-ass motherfucker, went on a shooting spree at Trump National in Miami. Y'all remember him, Jonathan Oddie? If y'all don't remember him, that's this guy right here. If y'all don't remember what he looks like, hold on, let me position this so y'all can see it. That guy right there, so that bald-headed white guy right there, that's Jonathan Oddie. And this guy actually shot up Trump Tower. And there's a video of that, and people was running around talking like, yeah, man, he's justice for him. Justice for him. This nigga was in there trying to kill people. That's why I said, like, listen, y'all need to snap back in order. La gente, my people. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Former Diddy sex worker, and nobody's proven that, so I don't know why they're writing that in this, what's the name? Because he's not a sex worker. He's never been brought up to testify. He was never asked to testify, none of that. So how is he a former Diddy sex worker? Jonathan Oddie told authorities that Diddy used his private jet to traffic cocaine, and that Diddy's attorney, Mark Geragos, and Ben Masalis were involved in paying him off to keep him quiet. Among the allegations were that Diddy used video blackmail against Oddie and others to control them. Well, how come the strippers ain't say that in none of the interviews? Prior to becoming a law firm partner with Mark Geragos, pay attention, listen, how come the actual victims who won their conviction, and the prosecutors won their conviction off of it with Diddy, now them prostitutes been doing multiple interviews, right? Multiple interviews. How come none of them said the same thing? Only this crazy, whatever he is, that shot up Trump Tower. And they had to sedate him and isolate him. Lucky he didn't kill him. Prior to becoming a law partner with Mark Geragos, Ben Masalis worked as Diddy's assistant. His father, music attorney Kenny Masalis, is accused of threatening Bad Boy Entertainment executive Kurt Burrows with a baseball bat in 1999 in order to force him to sign over his 25% ownership share in the company. Mark Geragos is currently licensed attorney in California bar license. Anyone with information regarding any ethical violations, criminal violations, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, you and Mr. C. It's true. It's not true. It's lies. No, I don't have Zelle, but I do go. If you go to my description box, I do have, which is like the little thing outside the video, or when I share it, go to the community section, and there's Venmo, and there's also PayPal there. Either one of those, you don't have to sign up. I think Venmo you do, but PayPal you definitely don't. You just use your card. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So you can donate over there to PayPal. It's easier for a lot of people anyway, I'm noticing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have those other ones up. I just can't put it in the chat room or whatever, but that is the Cash App right there, $STRINGERBELL80. As far as Mark Geragos goes with this or whatever, I don't know. That's Mark's business. I don't know. I don't believe it. I think he's a good guy. Frank C, definitely a good guy, stand-up guy. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. This is an ongoing investigation. It's been a long-going investigation. Judging by his character, do I think that Mark might have had something to do with this directly? Nah. I don't even think any of the guys that we're talking about here might have had something to do directly. I think it's more so of a incursion of maybe this coincidence, or maybe it's one party taking advantage of something and the other party's not being aware. That happens quite often when you're dealing with businesses and ventures of this capacity that were mentioned or whatever, whether that be inclusive or whatever the case may be. So as far as attorney Mark Geragos is concerned, and Mr. C, I find it imperative enough to cast a shadow of doubt until we further know what's going on here in complete and total existence to how much of a depth the story also actually goes, and if there's any evidence to support was actually being said here. So I think that's more important than anything. Moving on from there, you're gonna find a lot of people in outlets online. They're gonna go out of their way to try to pin somebody as guilty within this situation. And if they can't get Puff, they'll go to the attorneys. If they can't get the attorneys, they'll go to the kids, which I talked about earlier. I think that was disgusting how all these media outlets talked about two 18-year-old girls getting kicked off a fucking roller coaster at a city fair, and we sitting there acting like that's the worst thing they did. Now, they did that to vilify Puff. That's why they did that. And I told you that's what they would do. Y'all ain't believe me. I said, watch, I'm going to get on this now because about tomorrow, all I'm going to be reporting on. And when I saw that one video clip, I said, oh, yeah, they're going to be on this tomorrow. Disgusting editorials, disgusting way to carry yourself as journalists. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, all of you. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So that's my thoughts on Mark Geragos. I want to talk about this next story right here because I think this is very interesting because I was actually taken up with this young man at first. And I found out that him and his mama really did it. And nobody wanted to talk about this when they were talking about everything. Everybody remembers Sean Kingston. Great artist, had a great future. Song was catchy that he had. You know what I mean? A lot of people talk about the Thotty movement. I got to blame him for that. He was the first person that brought Black China to the Billboard Music Awards. I remember. And yeah, man. He set off some things. So this is what's going on with Sean Kingston now, all right? And it's very tragic or whatever. But this is what happens when you let greed supersede good knowledge. So thank you. Sean Kingston has been sentenced to 3.5 years of federal prison. Sean Kingston has been sentenced to 3.5 years of federal prison for his role in what prosecutors calling it was a $1 million wire fraud scheme. On August 15, Kingston, whose real legal name is Kingston Paul Anderson, was sentenced to 42 months in Southern Florida. I mean, he gonna do all that shit. Down in Florida, you doing all that time. According to the court filing obtained by USA Today, he was also turned over to the U.S. Marshals Service custody. 3 weeks earlier, his mom, Janice Turner, was sentenced to 5 years in prison in the same case. Turner's attorneys filed notice of appeal on August 5th. The sentencing comes after a jury found the beautiful girl singer, 35, he's only 35, and the 62-year-old Turner, his mother, guilty on all charges against them following a 5-day trial. Damn, it was only 5 days? According to court documents reviewed by USA Today, the mother-son duo faced 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 counts of wire fraud. The two still face state-level charges in Florida, where Kingston's home was subject to a SWAT raid on May 2024. In addition, the beautiful girl singer Kingston is also known for the hit songs like Fire Burning, Take You There, and 2010 collaboration Eeny Meeny with Justin Bieber. In August 15th statement, Kingston's lawyer told USA Today, we respect the court's decision and judicial process, adding that we are content the court did not go with the government's request on 5 years and sentenced Sean below the sentencing guidelines instead. It is important to note that most of the restitution in this case was paid back, even though, so he paid the restitution back even before these charges were brought. Attorney Zebka Bozanik said, Sean has taken this as a learning experience and will continue moving forward in the positive direction. We're actively reviewing all available options, including potential appeals to ensure his rights are fully protected. Turner is currently incarcerated at the Federal Detention Center in Miami, which is his mother, after his conviction. Kingston has had his bond terms modified to include home detention and electronic monitoring, with $200,000 cash turned over to the U.S. District of Southern California. So he gave up $200,000. I don't understand why he did this, though. Yeah, Florida. I know Florida's on it like that. He gonna do that time. I be like so surprised when people were sitting here, not you, my friend, but when people were sitting in here and they talking to me or whatever, and you listen to these niggas, you think, yo, this nigga ain't been, I'm showing these people pictures and videos and everything else. The other day I was talking about Don Richard. If you go to the video, it's still down there. I showed pictures. I was like, yo, we literally was promoting the album. We went last time I saw Kalina and Don was at Good Morning America. We was there for that performance. Before that, we was in Arizona with them. Before that, we was in Miami with them. You see what I'm saying? So I'm somebody that actually worked for the companies. I've been in the music industry or whatever, whatever. These people that are talking have not. You understand what I'm saying? And I've proven over and over and over again how these dudes are wrong, and nobody will acknowledge that. Instead, they want to acknowledge the liars because it's more exciting. I don't care if they did get or not get to build it. You know what? This is my conclusion, and this person that's talking won't be an attorney. This person that's talking won't have any legal, you know what I mean? Nothing. They'll just be talking. And people will give these people thousands and thousands of dollars because they talk sassy. They're on their side, etc., etc., etc. Now, we don't do that up in here. We don't do that up in here. And let me tell you something before I get you up out of here. You and people that do stuff like that and write in people's chat rooms like that, you're going to have a problem moving up here in the future. You understand what I'm saying? You don't run around and you don't say free Cuba. You don't run around and say free African Americans. You don't run around and say free the people that stuck at the border. But you go around and write this randomly in people's chat rooms like you have free space. I don't fuck with you. I don't know you. And fuck that shit you talking about. Free my nigga, free my homie motherfucking P, homie. How about that? Fuck free that shit. Niggas come over here all the time talking about some free some shit. Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Ain't no free real estate over this motherfucker. Understand? Now, guys, make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. And definitely ain't no free real estate with that shit. I ain't never heard anybody from them two groups, if y'all saw the name, them two groups is involved, that ever stood up. And I dated one of them girls from that group. Actually, one from both of the groups. I dated one girl named Rania. She was actually Palestine. And then I dated another girl that was actually from a fool of Israel. So I know what I'm talking about. Them people, they've been fighting since the times of Jesus. All right, cool. But my point is, and people, if you remember, y'all remember ID that used to live with me. Curly ass hair, big ass, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that was my shorty for a minute. She lived with me. You know what I'm saying? She used to sell the Dead Sea products and stuff like that in the mall. That's why I met her. Bad as hell. You look at her from a distance, you'd be like, God damn, she fine. Niggas couldn't figure out bad. I always got the girls that everybody else wanted. Because I know how to talk to chicks. You know what I'm saying? You give me 20 minutes of your time, trust me, I'm going to have you going somewhere with me. Trust me. So it's like, you know what I mean? I had some bad broads in my life, man. I don't have to front and fact or whatever. But I hate when people come in here talking about free this, free that, free this, or whatever. But when it comes to African Americans or even when it comes to Cubans, you ain't doing that. You ain't saying freedom when they in their times of perils. As a matter of fact, you look at niggas funny when they come in your store and all kinds of other extra shit I could get into right now, and I don't. So I don't care about the funny looks and none of that shit. Just do me one favor. Don't come in here talking about free this, free that, free this, and you ain't showing no motherfucking respect. You disrespecting me, first of all. You don't even know what side I fall on. I ain't never even brought that shit up on my channel, you dig? So no disrespect to nobody, but don't put that shit on my channel. Nah. Plus, there's a lot of ramifications that come along with that. You know what I mean? Let me share this real quick. Guys, make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. For those that ain't, let me make sure I get my people tonight. We got to remove some more. I keep trying to tell you. Can I tell y'all a little story while I'm sharing this real quick? And I'm going to show y'all too. Matter of fact, I might show y'all first before that. Yeah, because everything else is just like, you know, according to the mother and son's July indictment last year, the duo conspired to commit wire fraud between April 2023 and March 2024. In other words, they showed intent to defraud or obtain money and property by means of materially false and fraudulent pretenses, representations, and premises. So basically, I guess it was something that had to do with some stereo or some TV unit or something like that. I think that's what it was. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida also alleged Kingston's leveraged his celebrity status and often persuaded his victim vendors to stray from their regular business practice and convince them to either supply or deliver their goods and services prior to a receipt of full payment. Some of the ill-gotten gains included 3 watches, which involved fake wire transfers for $285,000 and $480,000, and a $660,000 car. Oh, that nigga went and got a Ferrari, and a $40,000 worth of audio and video equipment. And I think the audio and video equipment was one that got him ring because they had put something in his house or installed it or whatever, and it came for payment. Him and his mom. So him and his mom was running game on people, and that's probably just the things that they caught. If you ask me, That's some island shit, and only he could have got that from his mama. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't believe it, but I'm trying to tell you. Listen, people in the Caribbean. I'm not talking about Latin America. I'm talking about the Caribbean. I don't know nothing about Latin America. I don't know nothing about Ecuador. I don't know nothing about a lot of those countries. You know what I mean? But I know the Caribbean countries. And people, especially in Jamaica, which Cuba ain't that far from Jamaica, uh, people in Jamaica, they have a way of survival. All the islands of the Caribbean have a way of survival. You know? I mean, you go to some of the islands, some people, especially like in Cuba, ain't no fucking electricity. Some people walk around barefooted. Some people walk around with no shirt on. Some people don't eat for 2 or 3 days because the government rations out the food. If you want good food, you got to go through them. Government rations out the grocery store. Government rations out the toilet paper even. So this is a communist country. You got to understand. So people find ways of survival that you think that you ghetto and you hood, but it ain't like this. So people come up with really, really, really concocted schemes. And when you're talking about Jamaica, you got to realize, even though they have those accents, they think like English people. You understand? They think like Europeans. Like, you don't understand, but they do. That's why sometimes I tell you guys, I'll be like, yo, I don't think like you think I think. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna think you got me, but you don't got me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Anyway, I'm saying though, you know what I mean? Like, they wish shit like that, like scheming like that, wire frauds, kind of like the Nigerians. Nigerians do the same shit: wire fraud, telephone fraud, banking fraud, shit like that. That's the thing that Jamaicans do. They do wire fraud because a lot of times they'll have family they get familiar with, because a lot of times they either have family live in the state, or family live in England, or family live abroad further, and they always used to wiring the money, so they pick up on shit along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas don't know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I don't care. Anyway, that's enough about Sean Kingston. I wanted to talk about something else that was real interesting to me that I also came across. And I thought this was interesting because of the pure simple fact. The judge explains why he dropped Sara Rivers, aka Sarah Stokes, lawsuit. And I found it quite interesting. Diddy ruling explained. Judge revealed why he dismissed Making the Band Singer's lawsuit. Days after he granted an embattled rapper another big win in court, a federal judge has offered up his reasons for doing so. A federal judge has issued a detained ruling explaining why he sided with Sean Diddy Combs and dismissed the $60 million civil lawsuit against him filed by the Making the Band 2 contestant Sara Rivers, aka Sarah Stokes. The initial decision tossing the case, which came six weeks after Diddy was largely acquitted on federal charges, was another big win for the embattled rapper. But this was issued without explanation of the judge's reasoning. In a 28-page opinion issue late Tuesday, Judge Jed Rakoff laid out his reasons that Rivers had filed her case too late. He said that the lawsuit claiming sexual harassment and groping during the filming of the 2000s MTV reality show was clearly filed years after the statute of limitations had expired. It is important to remember many positive purposes served by statutes of limitations, the judge wrote. They promote justice by preventing surprises through plaintiff's revival of claims and have been allowed to slumber along until evidence has been lost, memories have been faded, witnesses have disappeared. Judge Rakoff said Rivers had invoked a hodgepodge of arguments for why the time limit should be lifted on her case, including that she was afraid of retaliation from Combs and his business empire. But the judge said that wasn't enough. While Rivers, and then there goes again, it was retaliation. Shut up. While Rivers does, Bad Boy was never involved in beating up people, kidnapping people, and all this stuff is rumors. Rumors started by people that are scared. And Bad Boy's never been involved in kidnapping people, beating up people, whatever. Puff had a little spickle. I think it was sometime or another. Who cares? With Steve Stout, huh? They got over that, right? Him and Steve are friends. And some water under the bridge. So, outside of that, these things, yeah. The judge pointed to a recent ruling in a separate case filed against Diddy by an Atlanta man named DeWitt Gilmore. Yeah, I know him. Who sued over claims he was assaulted outside. The judge pointed to a recent ruling on a separate case filed by Diddy by an Atlanta man named DeWitt Gilmore, who sued over claims that he was assaulted outside a nightclub by Diddy and his entourage in 1996. In that case, the judge ruled that a culture of intimidation by Combs was not enough to explain the decades-long delay. The same reasoning applies here and less equal force. So that's another case. DeWitt Gilmore, I actually interviewed him. He wrote a book, and I sat there and I talked to him. I interviewed him during the process of when it was still the bail hearings. And I think this was the second time I was down there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to find that and I'm going to clip now for real, because I should have been and put that up. But now I'm finding out his case was also tossed as well. So now we got four cases that have been tossed as far as civil lawsuits. Are you not entertained? These motherfuckers is lying. Or like the judge suggested here, why didn't you come a long time ago? This DeWitt guy, listen, DeWitt, respectfully, if you watch me, son, you've been doing interviews on CNN, all kinds of other shit for years. You wrote a book, nigga. You wrote a book. Why is it that you didn't go up there? I'm not your bro. Didn't I tell you about that shit right there? Whenever you get somebody to come in and say bro when they first start off, bro, let me tell y'all something. In this generation, when a nigga starts off the sentence with bro, walk away from that motherfucker. They're always gonna say some fuck nigga shit. That's the key phrase for a fuck nigga to say some shit. Bro. Same dude who could now he defended P. Diddy, I defended King Vaughn. When I do that podcast. Hold on one second. When I do that podcast, you like them other bitch ass niggas. Huh? I'm talking to you hoe ass nigga Vipe. I'm talking to you hoe ass nigga that got a picture with his shirt off. Why you got a picture with your shirt off? That's what you do when you leave the little girls' messages? Huh? Fake ass nigga. This nigga told about I was defending King Vaughn. My nigga, let me tell you something about me real quick. Alright? I got a thing. I don't know why you such a bitch. How about that? Why like, let me ask you this, as a man, right? Why you walking around like a bitch? Tell me, why you mad, girl? Why you mad? That's how you sound. You sound just like that single mama that raised your bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Two trifling assholes. But listen, you hoe ass nigga, let me break it down for you since your daddy ain't never tell you. Alright? Oh, where he at? Anytime, let me tell you something, son. Emotions are God-given. Let me break something down for you real quick and I'll explain it for you, alright? And then I gotta let you go because you're retarded. In the Bible, when God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, what did he come down with? His anger. When God told Noah to build a raft, and he flooded the lands, he did it in his anger. When God casted his favorite angel and the leader of his choir, who later became known in the abyss, he did it in anger. See, what you don't understand is, and I don't expect you to understand because you ain't never had no men around you, but I'm gonna help you out here. The single mama that raised you under an orchestra of being docile, raised you under an orchestra of easily being able to assimilate, raised you under an orchestra of easily go along with whatever is going on. This is what you were raised off of. You understand what I'm saying? So it makes no mistake about it. When you get around the girls, you fit right in. Now, you're not around the girls because necessarily you fruity. No. I ain't calling you out like that. What I'm saying is you're around the girls because you identify with them. You understand what I'm saying? You one and the same. Now, you take care. Let that marinate on your soul for a little bit, my boy. You understand? Don't worry about it. We all have a moment every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I could cuss them out, but I say, let me help them out. A lot of these boys don't know. You've been raised by, that's why I'm not a big advocate of single mothers. I'm really not, as y'all can tell. I've had a child before. I tried to be in my child's life. I was around my child, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I watched my daughter die. You understand what I'm saying? So, don't talk to me about nothing. But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? You get these boys that have been raised by women, and they come in here, like Sean Kingston, he's a perfect example of it. And I was reading his story. His mama put him up to that shit. I ain't want to say it like that, but that's pretty much the half of it. Sounded like she was running of the whole show. She gave him the idea for that shit. That's what it sounded like to me. Because you notice, they ain't saying nothing about her appeal. They was talking about Sean Kingston's appeal. That's the first thing I gathered out of it. They wasn't talking about her appeal or they was going to, try to run it back with her or whatever, or they didn't stated Sean Kingston and his mother. No. They said Sean Kingston was going to try to go for a appeal, which leads me to believe that bitch showed him how to do that shit. She said, go ahead, you can get this, you can get that, you can get this. This is what happens when you get a Caribbean mother or a Latin mother of any fucking dynasty, and she all of a sudden get money. You understand what I'm saying? This is what happens. Huh? Esto sabe para la gente latino, no? Tú eres aquí, se. This is what happens when you get an out-of-control mother that's greedy as fuck, and this bitch is like 55, 60 years old now. She ain't never had really much in life. You know what I'm saying? She been working at Denny's. She been working at the Waffle House down there in Florida, 3 a.m. shift. You understand what I'm saying? All her life. Now, this is her opportunity to look like diamonds and pearls because her son's a superstar now. It's like John Benet Ramsey or a lot of these other kids that become stars. A lot of people don't ever bring that up. Their single mamas push them. You look at some of these basketball players, the same thing. Single mama, single mama, single mama, single mama, single mama. I'm not an advocate of single moms. If you do what you got to do, I understand that. But I do truthfully believe, and shout out to all the men out there, all races, that be in their kids' life, even if it's just one day out of the week. Them boys especially, and the girls, but especially I would say the girls more than the boys nowadays. I mean, the girls more than the boys nowadays, because I don't see the boys. The boys be doing stuff too, but the girls, the stuff they do, it makes them look promiscuous and it sets them up for being sexually assaulted. If you butt naked and you twerking or you on ghetto gaggers or some shit like that or whatever, you on OnlyFans or whatever, you out there with your face out, it's a chance somebody see you at the mall or whatever. Yo, I'm subscribed to you. I'm your biggest fan. Get in the car. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to be safe, Mom. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all think y'all tough. They're like, yeah, come on. I'll fight you. I'll drop one of you bitches. Bitch, I'm 6'2". You understand me? You're not going to win a fight with me. You understand? So I know you're not going to win a fight with somebody that's trying to take advantage of you. And for the 15 bitches that just dropped out, don't nobody give a fuck. Because you just as dumb as a motherfucker. And you'll find out. You'll find out. Bitches like you always find out. They always find out. Be the chicks that think ain't nothing gonna happen. They be the ones that something happen to. Take it up. Take that Pharrell hat off, old milk dud head ass boy. You've been here for 1 year, you got 11 subscribers. You lucky I read your comment. You want to say anything else to me? You're retarded. Nah, yo said okay. Anyway, I'm starting to get better at this. I'm not responding to Todd's anymore. Like I said though, it's apparent to me that it seems like his mom was streamlining some of this hustling. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Guys, make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button. Also, make sure you hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. If you don't have Cash App, there is a Venmo link and a PayPal link that you can also take advantage of. It needs no sign up. You go ahead and do that. And also, with the Cash App, I'm gonna be offering something on there where you can get $10 back if you sign up using my link. I'm gonna use that later on in the podcast. I do in a little bit. I'm gonna take a break here in a little bit, not right now, but in a little bit. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna come back again because I got some more stuff to talk about. That's why I want to knock this out real quick or whatever. And I want to say shout out to the lady. And I was really, let me tell y'all something. I was really pounding them in the ground. And then I talked to the people at the Shoreline today. And I'm going to say it's via one of my homeboys that been selling cell phones for like 10 years because he's trying to get me to come over there with him. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm kind of almost thinking about it, but I don't know. Because they want me to stay with them, but there's a stipulate that I got to do. But I was eligible for some other shit. So since my phone got stolen, and based on the model and based on the type of insurance I had, somebody never told me, what's going on, God? Nobody ever told me. But the other representatives should have told me that I'm entitled to a rebate check. And I didn't know it. And so when I signed up for the phone or whatever, I guess I was entitled to it then, but never received it. So they're willing to give me the rebate check. And I'm going to post a video up so y'all can hear it for yourself because I had to record the phone call. This is what, like phone calls like that I record because people are lying in sales. Trust me. If you ever get a sales phone call, somebody trying to sell you something or whatever, and they give you the details of it over the phone, record that shit. Because they're walking back. I never told you that. I never told you that. Yes, you did, bitch. It's right here. His mother was definitely complicit, and single mothers have an influence on their children that's different when their mother and father are involved. It's very true. It's very true. And I'm not saying that all single mothers are bad, because they're not. But at a certain age, like boys, for example, when boys hit about 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, it's hard to get a grip on them, because these little motherfuckers, the only thing they want to do is run around and jump on shit. They will jump on any fucking thing. They want to jump. They want to run. They want to see if they run into a wall, what the fuck will happen. They want to see, hey, I wonder if I took this shoe and put both on each foot, how far could I run? They ain't get inquisitive. I was a little boy. I know what the fuck we do. You understand what I'm saying? So 7, 8, 9, and 10, that's when boys do. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to have one or two things. You got to have some space for these little motherfuckers to run. You understand what I'm saying? You either got to have a park near you, you know what I'm saying? Or you got to have them involved in some type of sport. You understand what I'm saying? Now, these motherfuckers, if they 7, 8, or 9, their sports are going all 3 seasons. They're voting to burn their shit out. I'll give you an example. Wintertime, his little ass can play football. His little ass can play basketball and be inside. Summertime, his little ass can play baseball, or his little ass can play t-ball, or his little ass can, you know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, my mother used to send us to camp. And like literally, I learned how to ride a horse at this camp. It's called Camp Altamont. Y'all can look it up. It's in upstate New York. And so we used to go to this camp, and each year they have a different level of learning how to ride a horse, different level of fishing, different level of boating, whatever. And there's like shit out there for you to do. There's like the schools that help you get through it and all that shit. And so that's when me and my people used to go. We used to go there, and we'd be there for like 2 weeks, and then there was another camp after that we went to for like 2 or 3 months. 2 or 3 years, and that one lasted literally a whole month. Now, it was a little dusted down than the other one that I'm talking about. The other one was like a real resort type of camping thing. Like, we had inside. The food was good. The other place, their food wasn't bad. They had good breakfast more than anything, because their pancakes were banging. I will say that. But I went to camp. And then like I said, during the springtime, it's soccer, shit like that. You got to keep boys involved. And so the problem I have when it comes to Sean Kingston is, a lot of times these single moms, when they raise these boys up and these boys reach to being adults and shit like that, the problem that comes in is these boys are still stuck on the titty. You see what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of you women are getting a problem with the niggas y'all dating. These niggas are still stuck on the titty. You don't believe me? When they come to you, what's the things they be doing? Well, bitch, I got this shopping bag. I got this Glad bag with me. Everything in here. And it's cold outside. Can I come over there and sling some D? And play PlayStation 5. I got my PS5 in the bag, in the Glad bag. You got that Glad bag shopping case, shopping suitcase. There's another blogger to say that. I had to borrow that from him. That nigga had me dying of that. He don't fuck with me no more, but that shit was funny as hell when he said that shit. He said he got that shopping bag suitcase. He said a shopping bag suitcase. I said, what we see him up here is that Glad bag suitcase. That's where you got everything like that, or that book bag suitcase, you know what I mean? If a mom is single, lonely, and bitter, it's bad. But if she's single mother has proper examples of herself growing up, there's a chance she will do the right thing raising her son. She can do the right thing raising her son. Male role models herself. She can do the right thing raising her son. You understand what I'm saying? But I can't identify with a woman that sit down to pee. No more than a woman that sit down to pee can identify with a man that stand up to pee. Right there in that little small variation right there, you see how explosive this conversation is. You see? So a lot of the men that you have online, that's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of the men that y'all have online, a lot of these men, if y'all don't get it, a lot of these men that be talking the most, be talking about manhood and all that shit. They don't run their house because the house they live in is their chick crib. They ain't on no lease because the crib they live in is their chick crib. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I do believe there are some single moms that could do a good job. This is the ones it usually is. It's usually the ones that had brothers. It's usually the ones that had a daddy themselves that was around. It's usually the ones that have cousins, a whole bunch of male cousins. I know a whole bunch of girls that got a whole bunch of male cousins. It's usually somewhere, and it's good men, not bad men. Not nigga. I'm not talking about you get influenced by a person that been in and out of jail for the past 10 years. I ain't talking about that. or a person that been on parole since they were 20 and now they 58. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that. You can't do. Only thing you can get from them is, okay, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So I'm not talking about them people. But a lot of times when you get these vloggers, what's going on, Lady Sparkle? When you get these vloggers, a lot of times, I say it a million times, I keep saying it. A lot of these dudes, they take heed and take such flight with a lot of the, and it's not even good females. See, if they, let me give you an example. If they were trying to join sides, I watch the dudes and watch who they get attracted to. And that's how I know who they raise. Guys, double tap the screen 2 times, hit that like button for me, please. I appreciate that. I watch guys when they go live and things like that, right? And I watch when they have certain people on their panel. I said double tap the screen and hit the like button. What's the problem? What's the problem? Double tap the screen and hit the like button. Thank you very much. What's the problem? That thing been stagnant like that for the past couple of minutes. I'm like, what the heck is that up at? We need more of our own community program for our young male youth. Now, you don't need no community programming because that involves you asking money from the state. And they ain't with that right now. All that community, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to get all that shit. Are you a woman or a man? First of all, I don't want to disrespect you. Davis Maximus. No, you a guy if you're saying your name is Davis Maximus. Now, you need more men in the community. That's what I'm explaining to you. See, when I grew up with a family. My mom's brothers and sisters are military people. You understand what I'm saying? Multiple branches of the military. That's another problem you're going to have fucking with me. Because there's going to be several motherfuckers from different branches of the military, whatever, showing up. They'll let you know real quick. No, it doesn't matter what state I'm in. VA, and VA family are very motherfucking respected. My cousin right now, she works at a VA medical place or whatever. Like, our family is heavily military. And I never flex that too much except for on here because I respect the military so much. So most people that know me from the beginning of this channel have always talked about the military, people in the military family. I mean, we went to Shriners meetings and shit like that when I was young. Like that's my life. You know what I'm saying? And my uncles, great uncles, everybody except for my mom and my mom's oldest sister, God bless her heart. She passed away not too long ago. They were the only two that didn't join. All my mom's brothers and sisters, they all were military, multiple branches, Navy, Army, Air Force. You understand? So I come from a military family. So I know the difference between structure because these men had structure. And so there was a lot of part where my mom wasn't with my dad no more. And these were the men that I still had structure with. This is why I don't take shit off nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people, they'll automatically think I'm in the military when they meet me because of the way I carry myself, my candor, shit like that. So I will say for that, and even though I didn't need, this is about Sean Kingston, and you can notice that if you pay attention, right, and I'm talking to Davis, and I'm talking to Mawan, did you notice something here? As I'm sitting here talking about the children, none of these motherfuckers care. You saw they started dipping off when I started talking about kids and better in the community. Pay attention, dude. These people don't give a fuck about kids. They don't give a fuck about women getting assaulted either. They give a fuck about the bottom line to them, which is this fucking app. This app is like a drug to some of these motherfuckers. And the drug extends outside the area. Listen to me very carefully, guys, because you're going to understand what I'm talking about. This drug is so deep and so heavy, it'll have them forgetting their own fucking kids. I saw a woman, I'm going to put it up for you. A woman wrote this. Okay, y'all paying attention to me? A woman wrote this. I saw a clip where a woman wrote, she said, and this was a white woman, but she had a point. I don't give a fuck what color she was. I got a chick named Heather come over here and check me. She white, so what? You know what I'm saying? And I had a homegirl in real life named Heather. I don't know what happened to her ass, but I had a homegirl in real life named Heather too, who was exceptionally smart and a lawyer. She's a real estate lawyer, but a lawyer. Shout out to NL. So anyway, long story short, if you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, long story short here, funny part about it is, I gotta explain it. She said to this fact of, a lot of these people that are on here writing comments and bashing stars, they sure do have a lot of time, depending on the fact that they got kids. And I never thought of it like that. I said, yeah, you got a point there. And this was, like I said, this was a white woman that said it, but she said it so perfectly, because I wouldn't have never thought to say it like that. I said, well, that is a point. Where do all these bitches that got kids, they get time enough to be on social media? You understand what I'm saying? Stop asking me motherfucking questions, bitch. You ain't in no motherfucking direction to ask no questions. You ain't never donated a dime over here. We don't know you. So don't come over here asking me why I got any fucking thing. That's the problem now with social media. Niggas online thinking they special. Let's see how special you are, motherfucker. You been here for 6 years and got 4 subscribers. You ain't special. You understand what I'm saying? At least get that shit to 4,000 before you start asking some questions. You understand? Get to a third of my subscribers. Other than that, don't ask me what the fuck I got anything going on. Get your whole ass up out of here. Run back and tell him I was rude to you too, you bitch motherfucker. I had a motherfucking man run over to a podcast. Somebody, he was mean to me, you bitch ass motherfucker. See what I mean? What kind of man runs to women? He ran to a woman's podcast. Somebody, he was mean to me. Don't let somebody break in your house. It's over. Don't let somebody break into your house, ladies. It's over. You better depend on the dog. You got a better chance. What kind of sissy motherfucker runs over to a girl's podcast? I'm like, he was mean to me. They built a hell of a lot different. These are some, I'm trying to tell you some repercussions. Listen, y'all got to realize the times we were growing up into, especially if you were like in your 30s, 40s, early 40s, late 40s, don't matter. We grew up in the time, I even say motherfucker up to 55 years old. I go that far. We grew up in the time of watching John Benet Ramsey. We grew up in the time of watching motherfuckers drop their kids off at the mall, and that was the babysitter. We grew up in the time where bitches was having kids at 13, 14 years old to the point where schools were having to annex their building off for pregnant high schoolers. Who went through that? Who want to talk about that? Nobody want to talk about that though, right? How many of y'all went to schools and they had to build a new wing because there was so many girls that were pregnant? Well, let me tell you something. I went to school with not a lot of white kids, but a lot of white kids. And I can tell you for a fact, right? There was a whole shitload of white girls becoming teen parents. There was a whole shitload of black girls as well becoming teen parents. You understand what I'm saying? And if you need an example of that, all you gotta do is go watch a show called 16 and Pregnant that aired on MTV. I danced on MTV for 2.5 years on Direct Effects. Go look up the archives, you'll see me. I was on there with DMX. Everybody always tell me I look like DMX. I was on there with DMX. I was on there. Now, not the 90s. I'm a 2000s nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I ain't come to my fruition as an adult until 2000. So I'm a 2000s nigga. Is that for that something? 90s for me were coming of age years. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's them early, I'm gonna say like them early teen years to like 16, 17. That's the coming of age years that we respect it. You know what I'm saying? Anything after that, you're a grown adult. You know what I mean? So yeah, because a lot of places, man, like they consider you an adult. Like in the Jewish religion, you're an adult when you're 16. See what I'm saying? So, you have your bar mitzvah or whatever. Most people in most cultures consider you a man at 16, especially back in the Ragged Trail days, you know what I'm saying? When the life expectancy was much shorter. But what I'm saying to that is this. Men out here nowadays have been raised so much by these women that the periods that they grew up in were very, very chaotic. You got the crack epidemic period. You got teen drug usage. You got teen pregnancy. It's chaotic times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some people, and y'all might not believe it, but I ain't gonna say where they at either. I ain't gonna say they're in New York, California, whatever, but I know people that are like second generation born into a gang. You understand what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I know that, bro. I'm of that era. Everything you saying on point. I'm of age. I appreciate that, man. The real niggas like y'all, man, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, man. I know when I talk to real ones, man, we got a thing going on over here where we get hundreds and hundreds of views and hundreds of thousands of views, rather. And I monetize on this channel. But I showed people last month because they ain't believe me. I'm going to show y'all some other shit in a minute, too. It's going to blow y'all mind. Because I found it by accident. Remember I've been telling y'all yesterday, I said, yo, the reason I'm not getting Cash App might not be necessarily because somebody's trying to sabotage me, but necessarily because of the way that YouTube has set up the algorithm, right? So I got my report for last month, and I'm going to show y'all. I got my report for last month, and I'm going to put this up for y'all, too, in a separate post so y'all see it, but I want to talk about it right now because I want y'all to see something. Then I'm going to tell y'all about my little phone situation or whatever, how that worked out for me today, kind of, but I ain't going to tell y'all the real thing, but you know what I'm saying? We need to raise a couple dollars here. Some fellas, if y'all got $10, $5, whatever, throw it into the what's the name, man? Support the channel, man. We appreciate y'all if y'all do. I want to show y'all something. Excuse me. I wanted to show y'all something on YouTube Studio. I got to turn the air conditioner back on. It's going to get dry in here. It's cool today. Like, we getting the remnants from that storm coming down from the Caribbean. And so, I don't know if y'all know, it's in North Carolina and everything else. It's been raining all day here. So I turned off the air, but sometimes it get a little dry in there. 80s babies could fight all summer, then become friends. Yeah, now you know what I'm talking about. 80s babies could fight all summer, then become friends, be out riding our bikes the next minute. These days it's so emotional, squabble turns into funerals because it's so sensitive. Yeah, and they get sensitivity. Where they get sensitivity from? Women. Like, it's so deep. Check this out. I'm going to drop one on y'all. If this don't give me a cash app, I don't know what will. The same motherfucking men that these bitches is complaining about, that they dating, they don't understand three factors. And if they pay attention to these three factors, they quickly find out, oh, I get it. Number one factor. First factor is this. A lot of you women is chasing behind men that are street dudes, right? And it's not just that. Stay there. The street dudes that y'all follow behind, ¿cómo tú estás, gente? The ones you following behind, right? These dudes on 3 times parole, been in and out of jail, whatever. But the funny thing about it is they raised by people and women that were out in the street, bitches that used to have 5 or 6 niggas over at the house, smoking, drinking. You know what I'm saying? 24 hours a day. And we know broads like this. Some of y'all niggas listening to me right now know broads like this. So the niggas would sit over there with the chick all day or whatever, in and out of house. You know, when we was out doing our thing, we used to have chicks we could run up in their house if the police was coming. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me this ain't the truth. And we seen this. And like, as you get older, you start realizing and saying to yourself, damn, that's what this kid probably saw through his eyes. So now this boy is older. He ain't never had no male influence, no nothing. And now he out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And now he running to you. Next thing you know, you got a baby by him. Now you complaining, Miss Jones, your son just won't act right. You don't never go over and talk to her and blame that bitch. The only thing you do is go over there and complain. What you need to ask that bitch next time, what I'm saying to you, if you girls don't understand, a lot of times the nigga that you complain about the product and the rearing of a motherfucking another woman. You complaining about the rearing from another woman. So maybe you need to go over there and talk to that bitch and ask her and be like, Miss Jones, what the fuck was going on in your house when you was growing up? This little motherfucker don't know how to iron his clothes. He don't know how to cook nothing for himself. He don't know how to wash clothes. He don't even know the bed. And said, did you ever ask this motherfucker to take out trash? And what you got to understand is another thing too. A lot of women that are single mothers, they baby the boys. They baby the boy. If they black or Latin, they baby the fuck, and white women too. But black and Latin women baby the fuck out of their boys. And then their girls, they're kind of always fast on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be on them, but they won't be on them like they be on the boys. You know what I'm saying? And that causes conflict too. It's actually, especially if you're a father, you should definitely be on your daughters all the time. Especially when they hit about like 13, 14 years old. That's when them little, listen, I got sisters. That's when they start getting like fucking smart and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what? I could do this. You know what I mean? Getting slick and shit. These girls never had a daddy relationship to be a woman with. And that's another thing too. A lot of the girls, we got to leave them in the equation too. A lot of the girls, fellas, if you complain about a bitch that you dating, sometimes you need to talk to a mama, single mama too. Be like, damn, bitch, what the fuck were y'all here talking about men? This bitch don't know how to cook nothing. She can't even make pancakes. You can't make pancakes? This bitch can't even fry some bacon without burning it. This bitch burned up some hot water on the stove the other night. I ain't know what to do, Miss Johnson. You see what I'm saying? It all breaks down to their rearing. I want to show y'all something. So, this right here is what I was telling y'all about. This is the real version. Hold on, let me see if I can get this to come up on the screen. This is the real version of, hold on, I'm about to turn this off. Give me 1 second. I want to show y'all something. So this is the real version, and I'll be trying to give y'all gems, but this is the real version, but y'all don't think I'm worth nothing, of YouTube Studio. You see this? This is the real version of it. This looks different from the app, and this is the more detailed version. So I was able to go on here earlier. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to read your comment, homie. Guys, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELLX0. Guys, also make sure you hit up the Cash App. Double tap the screen, hit the like button, all that. Support the channel. We appreciate it. know what I'm saying? We got a little gold this week or whatever. We'll put that back up there because that's where the whole show been at. All right, hold on one second. I want to show y'all something. Yeah, I think it's in here. Yep, it's in here. Let's go to analytics. Now, what I want to show y'all is where my traffic is coming from. And what I found out is this past month, 58% of my traffic was coming from strangers. Was it coming? And it's no offense to any of y'all, whatever. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Welcome here. I know it takes some people to get kicked in a little bit, whatever, so I don't want to scare y'all away either. But what I found was most of the people that found me this month, where is it at? Most of the people that found me this month, 80% of them, 58% of them were new people. And I said, oh, that's why. So I guess that's one of the haggers that comes along with that. Hold on. And I'm trying to find where, I think it's either an engagement or one of the two. I just looked at it. Yeah, I think this gives that. Where the fuck did I have it at? My fault, guys. Hold on one second. Sure, so how the videos found this. Yeah, see, this is this one particular video. Where's the one? I have a whole thing. I might have to do it this my way because I forgot where I found it. I think I found it when the notification came up. But basically, they'll tell us how we did for the week or whatever. And they told me this past week, 58% of my subscribers have been new, like 58% of them. And then they said returning people. Oh, what's up, Deb? What up, yo? Oh, that's what's up. I was just looking at something else. Don't worry about it. Anyway, yeah. Truly, most males don't know the real age, biology, and maturity to be considered a man. My uncle told me 55 years old, and I always stick with that. He said, I don't even consider you a man until you're around about 55. And my father said something similar, so I can understand where they're coming from, because, like, out of that, we really are just kids, dog. Oh, wow, my one video can't be monetized. All right, well, I don't know where it is or whatever, but what I'll do is I'll just put up the short, because this is going to take too long to find. Let me see if I go here. Y'all want to see how much I made this month so far? This is always funny. It's just to prove to y'all we don't make a lot of money here on listening. Yeah, I don't even want to show y'all that. That shit's embarrassing. That shit at $40-something. And I'm already at 385,000 views for this month. So we don't make a lot of money on here. So that's why we be promoting whatever. I think I get good material on here. At the very least, you could double tap the screen and hit the like button if you ain't gonna contribute. But it's $STRINGERBELL80. What I'm gonna do is I'll talk more about that in the next one, because I took a snapshot of it so y'all can see it. I will hope so, man. You know, I got a compilation of two different things, because what I found was, and this is why I told y'all the algorithm has changed up. I had 3.8% of the people that came and checked me, they were returning viewers. That means that and I know it's not that, because somebody told me the other day, they was like, yo, I didn't even get your alert. And I'm like, yeah, I know. What they're doing is they're sending us on. This is for anybody that podcasts, so you need to listen to this. YouTube has changed the algorithm. So now basically, if you just scrolling through or whatever, many of y'all probably seen it, just didn't pay attention to it. If many of y'all don't know, like now, you can just flip through and whatever, and different people will pop up. And sometimes it's not even interest. Like I had a chick the other night that popped up that was a juggler. I was like, I don't be watching no shit like this. Then I realized, oh, I watched another video or some shit, you know what I mean? And that just popped up like that because it go into that same, you know what I mean? So YouTube has switched up the algorithm now. And what I found was it was like something like 50-something percent, more than half of the people that was coming to view me this past 30 days were complete strangers. Complete strangers. Like they said, all them motherfuckers were new. They found me from swiping. You see what I'm saying? Now, I enjoy the likes or whatever. I don't enjoy the trolls or whatever, but YouTube doing that, they did it on purpose, in my opinion. Because beforehand, let me give you an example. If you ain't been here for a long time, I've been here doing this for 5 years, going on 6 years this year. So beforehand, it was already a problem, because the first time that they would do like you would do live streams or whatever, you shared or whatever. It'd take a while for your people to come in here. You'd be sitting here for a while. Then they had a second iteration of it where they did an update for the algorithm, and that one included, well, we'll include a little bit more people in here because what we're seeing is these new people that are coming in. Let me tell you something. Hold on one second, you guys, all right? Let me tell you something, you bitch. All right? Listen real quick, bitch. Because you a bitch, nigga. I'm in here trying to tell these people and all vloggers, and you missed that part. So you want me to stop talking to them for you. Let me see how successful you are on here, you cocksucking motherfucker. Let's see how successful you are. 7 years and you got 69 subscribers. It's always motherfuckers like you. 7 years and you got 69 subscribers. You know why? Because nobody fucking cares what you got to say. So anyway, I thought I was being interrupted by that bitch ass nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Because he been on here for years trying to do the same thing I'm doing and he ain't got enough followers. Nobody want to listen to him. People want to listen to me. That's the difference. A lot of people get jealous of that too. So anyway, listen. This new algorithm setup has us targeted to strangers. The reason they have us targeted to strangers is because of advertising revenue. My podcasts are usually about 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours and some change, and I cut it off. Within that 2 hours, you can place a lot of ads within your videos. You understand what I'm saying? And there's even a way to do that. I ain't gonna tell y'all though. These niggas do not support me. So that's part of the problem. They did that so they could keep the advertising dollar and charging up. So if we promote you to this everybody and anybody or whatever, we avoid two things. Number one, we can maintain our advertising revenue. We can maintain how we charge these motherfuckers for placing ads. And more importantly enough, we can get more people to click on those ads in theory because of the pure simple fact you're not going on you're going out to strangers. They don't prioritize your subscribers because your subscribers have been there for a year, 2 years, 3 years in some cases or whatever. So they don't prioritize them because they're like, well, damn, if they was going to click the ad, they would have clicked it. So we don't need reciprocity. What I mean is, most motherfuckers, if they don't click a link that's crawling through a video unless for one reason, it's something that they really, really want. If it's not something that they really, really want, they're not going to click it. And then you have the emphasis of the demographic that you're dealing with. So if I'm dealing with a demographic that's not an African-American, they're not going to look up why you got a packaged Brussels sprouts. They're not going to look up what the fuck is a parsnip. They don't give a shit. You see what I'm saying? So if I spread it out to more people and more flexibility, then I got more of a chance ample of selling the product. That's what the fuck it's about. And the problem is, like I broke it down yesterday, all right, nigga, if you're going to do all that, break me in on the revenue. And that's what all you niggas should be saying. If your page is monetized, you should be telling YouTube right now, break me in on the advertisers' revenue. I want a 0.10% of whatever they get. He said, no, he ain't capping. I speak the same language. Thank you. He said, I know you ain't camping. It's just a hard truth. Got to call out the light. Yeah, and they don't get it. And so they don't, basically what I'm saying is they saw y'all were making the revenue from the motherfucking subscribers. And so that your attention wasn't to aiding them. When you're on here, you're on this motherfucker for free because you're aiding them. You're aiding them in numbers and possibilities for their advertisers to get clicked. Henceforth, it turns into money for Google. If you don't understand that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I tried to break it down yesterday. Same thing with the streaming service. This is a streaming service. I'm going to put up the joint for you. This nigga been streaming for 9 years. He went to go cash in his money. The nigga had made nothing but, I think it was like, what was it? $19,000 or some shit. But real, these companies are fucking us over. You can't even get nobody to double tap the screen for that though, huh? So y'all with that. But yay, Google. All right, y'all, I got to get up on out of here. We got suckers up in here. I know when there's suckers up in here because when you say hit the like button, they don't hit it. When you say hit the cash app, they don't hit it or whatever. That means the suckers have arrived. Don't worry, y'all. I'm going to get rid of them. But it's going to take me some minutes, but I'm going to go through my trusty what's the name right here. We're going to get rid of them again. Once again, guys, for those that fuck with me, make sure y'all hit up the cash app, $STRINGERBELL 80. Also, make sure you hit up the Venmo or PayPal links that you can find. You'll find in the broadcast after this in the description. In the comment section. But you'll also find the description box. You also find it in the community section where I just shared here. Me, myself, personally, I ain't been donated to in like 2 weeks, really. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I understand now it's because they're giving this out to strangers. So when you seeing these trolls and everybody's getting all these trolls and they're wondering, how am I getting all these trolls? I never got these people before. That's why. That's why. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't have to believe me. I don't give a shit if you don't believe me or whatever. It's just mighty funny that everything I say comes true and everything they say don't. Don't you find that funny? Don't you find that a little odd? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I know something. I don't know. But one thing I do know is this. I'm gonna say this before I get up out of here. We as vloggers, period, on this app, fighting an uphill battle because of that fucking what's the name, of that algorithm change. And what you're going to experience a lot of people, that are trolls, a lot of people that are nasty. I've had some people come and say some disgusting things to me or whatever. And you're going to find a lot of liars. And these liars are lying because they want to draw attention. Well, you're drawing attention to strangers, you dumb fuck. These are not people that are going to donate to you. You see all these people that have been up in here with me, ain't one of them dropped it down to me. And I'm talking about some real shit. If it was a girl and I'd been talking about the same shit, they would have been and papered that bitch up. So then that's the other thing you got to worry about. Black women do not, at a bulk, pretty much like black dudes. So the dudes that are on here, y'all need to start donating to other dudes like those women donate to other women. I ended my show yesterday. I was talking about this woman named Cynthia G, and I played a clip from her. And it doesn't matter what black women are talking about, it seems. They're going to support each other. It doesn't matter if they lie. They're going to support each other. I tested that just a minute ago. I said, anybody got anything to say about Ali Carter? Because this bitch lied. You know, it's not one woman in the chat room said anything. So that means they're just as deceitful as that bitch is. You understand? So don't make them your wife. Don't make them your girlfriend because they're just deceitful as that bitch. Because you won't call that bitch out because I know bitches that'll call that bitch out. You understand? The bulk of them bitches is deceitful and they'll go along with the fuck shit as long as it's in the honor and the name of the sisterhood and vajay. You understand? I'm from Detroit and you speak a language of where you come from. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Y'all just make sure y'all hit up that Cash App, man, because I could use y'all, man. I got a little blessing today when it comes to my phone situation. So I just want to talk about that before I get up out of here. And I got to record it so y'all can hear it. You know what I'm saying? For yourself and hear what I'm talking about. But today, I talked to the people in my phone company, which is Verizon or whatever, and they put me over to Assurion, the insurance company. So they wanted to do something for me. I didn't know I had a rebate check that I was owed. You understand what I'm saying? But I got to pay it out to get the rebate check. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I said I'd do, because I don't like to be a nigga that do any stupid shit. If y'all help me get this phone, it's two things. Y'all help me get this phone taken care of, I'll do this. For every person that helps me with that or whatever, I'm going to give you your money right back as soon as I get the check. I'm just going to boom, 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 and I'm going to give y'all something extra with it. If you want to help out. If not, I understand that too, and I'll get it regardless. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to speed up the pressure because in like 10 more days, I got to pay rent again. You know what I'm saying? I live by myself, son. I don't live with no fat white girl. Somebody said I live with a fat white girl. That shit was crazy. I don't look like I can get anything better than a fat white girl. And that's some beautiful women. I worry about my sons because I want them to find good wives. You ain't gonna find no good wife in America. And I don't know if you're black or not, but be very wary when you're dealing with black women. These women are getting niggas killed. There's a nigga right now, in I think it's in the Bronx. He got killed day before yesterday. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Dandada, El Dominicano. He got shot and killed, and the shit is on camera, right? Y'all can look this up and find it easily. And everybody's saying this bitch set him up. You know what I'm saying? And the bitch is in the video too. And she fronting like she talking to some other niggas. And then the nigga walked right past her with the biscuit in his hand. She don't flinch. She don't look no nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she did or not. But be very wary of these urban bitches. I'm not saying to say black one. I'm talking about urban bitches. Because these urban bitches are setting niggas up. They've been doing it. I got a man's in mind right now that's doing 30 fucking years for a bitch coming about around both of us. I'm glad I said fuck that bitch. That's why to this day I say fuck that bitch. This bitch came around us, and this was like 2003-ish, maybe 2. She came around us, and she said, and I can tell you the story. She came around us, and she said, yo, these niggas is wild, and they said they stole some money from them. But I'm paraphrasing a little bit. And I was like, oh, word? She was like, yeah, these niggas talking about they gonna do something to me, gonna do me dirty. So we liked Shorty. Like, she was our friend. You know what I'm saying? We thought she was. Come to find out, my man's go with her. He said, I'm gonna walk you over there, make sure you all right or whatever, whatever. He walked over there. I guess the niggas that was looking for her, they seen her. I think it was one of the little homies that seen her. He went back and told the other niggas. The niggas came, they came around the corner evidently from when my people was telling me with the biscuit in their hand, like they was ready to get ready to do her dirty. This bitch couldn't find out it stole 10 grand from these niggas. Street niggas. She stole 10 grand from them. I said, man, 10 grand, I probably would have ran around the corner with the biscuit. You know what I'm saying? But she told us, I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. Yes, you did, bitch. Yes, you did. And so as a result of that, see that? My soul talking to me because that shit got me so mad. It's my man in there for 30 years, son, listening to a bitch. So y'all niggas be careful when y'all listening to these hoes and these hoes letting y'all, you doing things with these hoes and shit like that. Y'all be careful, man. Rough for my daughters too with these soft dudes, and the dudes the same way, man. The dudes that been raised by women, they heavily emotional, shit like that, man. I love to have these conversations with y'all, man. And we might start having these conversations more, but for right now, I gotta prepare for another joint later on tonight. And right now, it look like this one ain't even get supported, just like the other ones didn't, because I'm talking to strangers. Yeah, ain't nothing happen. So it is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all being here with me, though. I appreciate the likes and the views and everything like that. But like, I don't stay here too long, so I'm out. I'm gonna be doing another one later on or whatever. See what we come up with. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit.